but many failed to live up to the hype. So what are some of the most anticlimactic exhibitions? Technically, it wasn't an exhibition because it ended up being sanctioned as a pro fight, but it basically was. 2024 saw Mike Tyson return to the ring to fight YouTuber Jake Paul. The event, which Paul won, was streamed by 65 million people on Netflix, making it the most streamed sporting event ever at the time. But many complained of buffering and freezing. And as for the fight itself, well, it was considered an entertaining disaster. I mean, it wasn't prime Tyson. He was 58. And after the fight, Paul, who was 27 at the time, said he'd actually gone easy on Tyson towards the end. Now, Mayweather-McGregor in 2017 was a better watch, despite Mayweather going rope-a-dope early on, but it was way too expensive. Pay-per-view was 75 quid, and in the stadium, the cheapest ticket was over 370. Now, this next one you could have watched for free, only because the pay-per-view had streaming issues, so they had to open it out. I'm talking about Tiger versus Phil in 2018, which was nicknamed The Match. Massive names and massive rivals going head-to-head. On paper, it worked. In reality, it didn't. The two players were mic'd up, so we all thought we'll get fascinating insight. We'll be able to hear them insult each other for 18 holes. But what we actually got was more heavy breathing and sniffles. And for two GOATs, the golf itself was bang average. And speaking of GOATs, let's end with Messi and Ronaldo. In 2023, an exhibition between PSG and the Riyadh All-Star 11 saw them share a pitch for possibly the final time. To be fair, it was a goal fest, which PSG won 5-4, and Messi and Ronaldo both scored. But it was obvious they were past their prime. El Clasico, this was not. And with it being in Saudi, there were more sports washing claims. So there you have it. Exhibitions that have let us down. And I didn't even have time to mention the Community Shield.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. It is brought to you by Final One Standing, new from William Hill, 18+, gamble.org. Terms and conditions apply. talkSPORT Goals is coming to you live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs. It's Wednesday, March the 11th. It has just gone 7 o'clock in this time of year. These midweek fixtures. All fixtures really have that big fight feel to it. And tonight is absolutely no different. I'm your host, Sam Ellard, alongside me. Lee Davey, Kweki Wafari, Louis Beneventi, taking you through what should hopefully be, and I'm sure will be, a fun and busy night of European action. At the moment, 61 minutes gone. Is Bayer Leverkusen 1, Arsenal 0. Of course, these are last 16 first leg ties. This is the early kickoff. It was 0-0 at half-time, and Arsenal find themselves 1-0 down now. Bukayo Saka has just been substituted for Noni Madueke. This is the first time in the whole of the Champions League so far this season that Arsenal are actually behind. They were 8 from 8 in the league phase in the Champions League. But they are losing to Bayer Leverkusen, who are unbeaten in their last 3 Champions League games, keeping a clean sheet in all 3. If they keep a clean sheet this evening, they will win 60 gone. Leverkusen 1, Arsenal 0. At 8 o'clock, Bodo Glimt Sporting, and then we are eating good. We have got 2 absolute classics on our hands, including Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Remarkably, Man City facing Madrid for the 16th time in the Champions League, twice as often as they have faced any other team in the competition. It will be the first time 2 teams have met in the knockout phase of the competition in 5 successive seasons. Real Madrid, Man City, 8 o'clock kickoff. Plus, it is also PSG versus Chelsea. Of course, a repeat of the Club World Cup final, which Chelsea won 3-0 all the way back in July of last year. So, Bodo Sporting, PSG Chelsea, Madrid Man City, all 8 o'clock kickoffs by Leverkusen, 1 Arsenal 0. Also 6 games tonight as well in the Championship. talkSPORT's EFL expert Quaker Afari will be keeping us across. I don't know what you're laughing at, Quaker. Every time I go on the Instagram, you're there dissecting, breaking down all the big talking points in the Championship. It's not. I'm not a comedian, mate.
It's a great league. It's a great league, man. I will be across it tonight in a big night of football.
Yeah. How are you feeling, boys? Good evening. How are you all doing?
Yeah. I'm actually really confident, Sam. Weirdly confident. Do you know, with these Champions League nights,
it's good to have you back already, mate.
Oh man, I feel good. I've got a spring in my step. I left the house at 7:30 this morning. I'm not going to get back to Brighton until 11:30 p.m. But I don't care. I feel energised because tonight's the night the Chelsea make a statement. And I noticed the Chelsea team have been up and down, inconsistent. But I do think that we raise our levels for big nights like this. People can say it's a different Chelsea, it's a different mentality. But I've just got a weird feeling about this tie in general. It might not be an overwhelmingly positive result tonight, but I think over 2 legs, Chelsea will go through. I'm very confident.
Let's then just break down, shall we, the PSG Chelsea game then over the next sort of 10 or so minutes. Again, as I said, a repeat of the Club World Cup final for Chelsea. Jorgensen is in goal once again. Gusto Fofana, Chalobah, Cucurella, the back four. Caicedo, James, Enzo, the midfield 3. Neto, Palmer, João Pedro lead the line. Louis, what do you make of that 11?
I mean, it's the strongest team I think's available. I'm quite happy with it. I think Pedro Neto is probably the only player in that 11 where I think underperforming quite a lot at the moment, but I do feel, running up against Nuno Mendes, I think you do want to have someone who's going to be pacey, direct, can maybe pin him back a little bit. That's the only logic I can really see maybe with that. On Chelsea, or Hakimi, apologies, sorry. But I mean, the same argument, to be honest, because they're both quite pacey fullbacks. But I mean, yeah, for me, strongest team available.
Quakey, we've had quite a while since you've been on this goal show. What have you made of Chelsea's progress under Liam Rosenior over the last couple of weeks?
Well, just on the face of it, the results have been really good. Obviously, the defeats against Arsenal weren't amazing, didn't feel great, especially in the semi-final of the Cup. And yeah, in the league game, it was frustrating because we feel like we could have got something at the Emirates. But I think overall, he's done a decent enough job. I think the Villa win midweek last week was a
massive win. That was,
massive win, especially going 1-0 down.
And they'd gone 9 ahead of you if they won. Which
yeah, exactly. And Villa are on the slide right now. So I think that kind of, I wouldn't say secured our position in the top 5, but it made it a lot more kind of feasible and possible for us to finish in the top 5, especially after the poor results at home against Leeds and against Burnley. And he had a great result in the Champions League in the final league phase game against Napoli. So I'm happy overall. Obviously, Chelsea fans, I think they're not satiated unless it comes with silverware, and that's the expectations that we've had because we've been spoiled over the last 20 years. But so far, so good. Tonight is huge. This week is huge. We've got a big game against Newcastle in the Premier League on the weekend. But if we manage to get a result tonight, get a result against Newcastle and go through after the second leg, then I think fans will be fully on board with Liam Rosenior, who I think has exceeded expectations so far.
The Chelsea corner are happy, Lee. Of course, you're a big PSG fan. You're a season ticket holder. You go to lots of the games. You're not so confident. Tell us just where PSG are at coming into this game tonight.
Does my face show it that much?
Yeah, I mean, normally you're a bundle of energy and a bundle of joy before a talkSPORT goal show.
I just see the first 10 minutes and then I might just perk up a little bit. I don't share the same optimism as Quaku does, I'm afraid.
Why?
PSG, I was here in November. We did the goal show. They got beaten 2-1 by Bayern Munich. In that 4 months, I've seen nothing from this PSG side to even suggest that they can go deep in this competition. Of course, anything can happen on any given night. But even in recent matches, I mean, PSG have conceded 10 goals in their last 6 games. 10. Defensively, they've been shoddy. They've been poor. The midfield's tired. The attack hasn't really... It's very disjointed. It's not a good version of PSG at the moment, but they can come alive on these Champions League nights. Anything is possible. There's been a glut of injuries. There's key players that have been missing. That team that started last season's Champions League final Luis Enrique has been able to field that once this season. When that's with the exception of Donnarumma, obviously, who left for Man City.
From the team tonight doesn't look too dissimilar from the team we saw last year in the Champions League for PSG.
Yeah. I mean, this with except Warren Zaire-Emery, who's in tonight for Fabian Ruiz,
right,
and obviously Safanov, who's in goal. It's not too dissimilar, but they're not playing well. They're not playing well enough. They look tired. They look sluggish. I wouldn't say I'm worried, but I'm not optimistic in any way, shape or form. let's see how it goes.
So obviously, PSG finally got their hands in that Champions League last season. Possibly, all the good teams want to try and strengthen, don't they? Kind of when they're at the top. Is there possibly an argument that PSG have almost maybe weakened a little bit because you obviously Donnarumma, leaving, and kind of no new fresh faces into that starting 11 apart from the keeper?
I mean, yeah, I think there was. You look at the two players that came in, Chevalier in goal to replace Donnarumma, and they also brought in Zabani from Bournemouth.
Sure.
Both players have been largely substitutes this season, so that team hasn't been strengthened. It's been weakened. On top of that, you've had a 2-week summer break, so they're tired, they're shattered. And to think that, you've got to think in advance and think, right, are we going to have a season where we're going to have all our players fit again? The likelihood was it's never going to happen. You have to anticipate that there's going to be a lot of injuries, there's going to be disruption, there's going to be tiredness, and I don't think that was planned for, catered for well enough in the summer.
So I'm always fascinated because you've got Chelsea fans that are pretty confident. Like over in France, I appreciate PSG aren't in the best of form, but overall, when you get Chelsea, do PSG fear a team like Chelsea, or is there, if PSG turn up, is there the expectance that PSG will have too much quality for Chelsea, man for man?
Look, I don't think PSG fear Chelsea in any way, shape or form. I also don't believe there's any kind of need for or want for a revenge from the Club World Cup final either. This is a completely different game. They know that Chelsea have got quality. I think what's be interesting is PSG, when in the summer last season they were kind of tearing through everybody, but especially the English clubs. But Chelsea were the one team that came and were able to nullify their threat and almost kind of figured out how to beat this PSG team, how to really nullify that, particularly the left and right backs who were, so key to the way PSG play. And I thought Chelsea really did a good number on them in the final. If Chelsea can do that again, and or if PSG can find a way around that, because it felt like PSG run out of ideas. People have figured out how to play against them now, and I think Chelsea's winning the Club World Cup final was the blueprint for how to do that.
How did they do that, Kwaku? You were there, weren't you, on the 13th of July 2025? Your career was that an all-time high, wasn't it? Did you know that, Lee? He was the Chelsea correspondent for the national broadcaster out there. Louis, he wore jorts. Unbelievable.
I know. I saw that. I wasn't impressed.
No,
dude, jorts. Not 1994, mate. Why are you, Limp Bizkit? It doesn't work. Who does that?
I go with John Cena.
Yeah.
Come on, Cena.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, jorts aside, the performance was amazing from Chelsea in terms of from start to finish. Like you said, to nullify your fullbacks and to keep them pinned back, it was kind of like it went for a weird. It felt like three at the back at points, and just had our wide men stay out wide and really make your defenders think about going the other way. And everything went right for us, right? We took our chances. We could have scored more goals, to be honest. But we were confident. There was a confidence around this Chelsea team going into that game. I remember Reece James at the press conference saying, "We will win." But that game is obviously dismissed by a lot of football fans who don't take the Club World Cup seriously. This is the real test. And for a young Chelsea team that have shown some, I'll say vulnerabilities, but shown some inexperience and some immaturity, I want to see a mature performance. And we're watching Arsenal now. They're taking on Leverkusen.
I'm not playing well, by the way, Kwaku here.
No, they're not playing well at all, which is interesting because they've normally turned on in the Champions League. But I think back to Arsenal last season, and what we talked about was the immaturity, the red cards, game after game, and even the games where you think it wasn't deserved, the Lewis Skelly one or the Declan Rice one. But this season, no red cards. And so that mentality can be shifted. There needs to be something said to these players, these Chelsea players, that if you go down to 10 men, you are more than likely to lose the game. And so what I want to see is no head losses, a mature performance from players that we can't make the excuse anymore, Louis. We can't say, oh, they're young. Cucurella, winner of the Euros.
Absolutely.
Enzo Fernandez, World Cup winner. Chelsea fans like to claim that Caicedo is one of the best players in the world. Reece James, we like to claim, is the best right back in the world. João Pedro's in form. Cole Palmer's a world-class player. I don't want to have any excuses come post-match. There shouldn't be any red cards. There shouldn't be any immaturity. And based on what Lee said, and based on where PSG are at right now, Louis, I think that we should get a good result in this game.
I'd like to think so. I mean, look, I'm the opposite of you, Kwaku. When you came and went, I'm really excited. I can feel something. I'm very much hearing everything that Lee's saying, and I hear a wounded animal. I hear, right, that is something where Chelsea cannot get too complacent, and that is an issue which Chelsea have had this season. There has been complacency. I don't think it will happen in this game. I'd like to hope not, because it's a quote-unquote big game. You know, when Chelsea play Wrexham, you know, there's going to be complacency, we have extra time, and a red card, which means that Chelsea actually get the job done. I don't think that'll be the case here. And then, as you said, looking through that team, I mean, look, World Cup winner Enzo Fernandez, unfortunately, even though we talk about hoping there'll be no red cards and nothing silly, he has been susceptible to that over the entirety of the season. Moise Caicedo gets excited in the big games, I think is a nice way of saying
Arsenal at home was a bad tackle, wasn't it?
Bad tackle. Pedro Neto, again, another Arsenal game. Lazy, didn't track, got himself sent off. This team is susceptible to silly decisions. However, I'd like to hope that maybe they have learnt their lessons from over the past 6 months. And we'll have to see what happens tonight.
Jorgensen in goal over Sanchez, is that the right call?
6 1 half a dozen of the other for me. I think Philip Jorgensen is more comfortable with the ball at his feet, and that's what Liam Rossini wants. It's what he wants his keepers to do. I think that's the only reason he's starting. I would have started Sanchez just purely because he's a better shot stopper, and what's the priority job of a goalkeeper? It's to stop the balls going into the net. So, for me, I think that probably would have been a better decision.
Strange one though, because I was, I mentioned a lot on the goal show to you last season. I was massively against Sanchez. I thought it was a disaster in goal, and I really, really thought the Chelsea should have signed a ready-made top-class goalkeeper in the summer just gone. But I've actually thought this season he's probably had his best season at Chelsea and maybe looked the most comfortable. And was it Arsenal away? He made a what was the game? Where he made a big mistake.
So what the mistakes?
Yeah,
Arsenal at home. Arsenal at home in the Carabao Cup first leg was when it was like, that was his first poor game of the season. Sure. Second leg didn't cover himself in glory in terms of the crosses coming in. Yep. So it was those Arsenal games. But Sam, I will say, and I remember you being a big critic of Robert Sanchez, but this season, I wouldn't say you've come around, but you've recognised these.
I think he's been. I thought certainly for the first half of the season, thought it was really, really impressive.
Yeah, and that's why I think the decision was an interesting one, because the things that he didn't do well against Arsenal in the league game, for example, was direct instructions from the manager.
Sure.
And so, I think in the game against PSG, what would I rather take? Someone who's better with the ball at feet or someone who's a better shot stopper? I'll probably take shot stopper because PSG are probably going to get chances.
You think so?
Yeah, and so the Jorgensen one's interesting, but after Sanchez was dropped for the league game and then he played against Wrexham, I think we all saw this coming.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, that is now what it's going to be for the rest of the season if things go as well as they can tonight. I think if Jorgensen puts in a good performance, he's Chelsea's number one for the rest of the season. And what that means for Robert Sanchez in the summer will remain to be seen. But, who knows? We could have a keeper pulled off after 14 minutes. You never know.
Yes. Maybe we'll touch on that in a short while's time. 3 big games at 8 o'clock. Certainly 2 of them are going to have our attention here in the talkSPORT Goal Studio. 2 English teams in action. Matt Quaker, this is the stage of the season, isn't it? We love football all the time, don't we? When you get to this time of year, knockout Champions League football, big Premier League games, titles on the line, top 4, top 5 footballs on the line, relegation battle, big Champions League games. We love it, don't we?
Oh, it's amazing. It's the part of the season where you kind of almost memorise each team's remaining fixture.
I know them all.
I know who Spurs are playing.
I know. I bet you do. You all do.
And so it's just.
I think we all do, don't we?
Oh, yeah, we all do.
We're ticking them off, aren't we?
Yeah, 100%. I've got it on my calendar.
Chelsea.
Is it penultimate? Yeah.
We could relegate
them. Yeah.
That is.
Wow, that's insane.
Chef's kiss. That's the moment I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
But there's so many moments, right? And then you look at their game last night. Put that to one side. We're going to talk about it later on. But you look at the Newcastle game, for example. Newcastle were quality, and Barcelona nicked it. Nicked a draw.
That was brutal. Newcastle last night. I thought they played really, really well. I thought they had a little bit of extra quality. So often, Barca play with that ridiculous high line, don't they? And Newcastle got in, and so many times, especially with Andy Lang down the right side, they needed that final ball to be a little bit better. And Newcastle easily could have been 2-3 up going to the Barcelona. Easily.
Absolutely, and that would have been. I mean, what position that Barca would have been next week? But isn't it about know-how at this stage of this stage of the competition? Who's been there? Who knows what it takes to get over the line?
PSG do.
Yeah, well, they do now. Do you know when you win this competition, you just kind of shoulders back, chest up. Yeah.
You actually win it twice, mate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sorry, but Lee, you're not showing that energy tonight, mate.
No, I'm not. Because I'm saying why.
No, you're not showing.
I'm saying why.
If I had a chest like you, Lee, I'd be putting it out all the time.
Chest day tomorrow. Do you know what it is? I think one of the points about PSG this season is that for the first time, and there's been a lot of pressure on PSG. They've been the butt of the jokes for so many years, so many cataclysmic disasters and collapses over the years. This is the 1 year where there's zero pressure on this team. No one expects them to go back to back. Very few teams go back to back in this competition. But the problem with that, it feels like there's a little bit of loss of hunger this year. I think next year will be better, but this year just feels as though it's not. It's just everything's not pulling in the right direction this year.
You can't lose from here, boys. You can't.
No, I know.
You can't.
But
You
this is
can't.
why. Have you noticed how quiet I've been?
Lee's convinced me that Chelsea are going to win 3-0 tonight in Paris.
This is why when Quake was like, I'm so excited, I'm just being very quiet. I'm not saying anything. I'm sitting there going, well, let's just see what happens.
Do you know what it is? Last time I was in the studio, last time I was actually booked to do this show, producer Jamie. Last time I was sitting in here, we did the show, and it was Newcastle or PSG versus Newcastle. PSG got battered in the second half by Newcastle.
Yeah.
And
Newcastle should have won that game.
I'm just looking at the English, and again, I don't want to sit here and be that biased English football fan that says the Premier League's better than any other league. I just think the physicality of this league this year, for example, Newcastle should have battered Barcelona. This is a Barcelona team who've got the best player in the world in Lamine Yamal and won the Liga last season. And Newcastle, without Voldemar starting, without Wieser starting, and without Anthony Gordon starting,
And
battered
Bruno
them.
as well.
And no Bruno as well. Battered Barcelona. I do think there's a level. Again, Arsenal not showing it against Leverkusen. I think there's a
Liverpool
level.
lost to Galatasaray.
Yeah, I was going to say that was that as well.
Apart from those two, everything's great.
Will you be shocked to see Liverpool go through? Liverpool going to go through that game, through that tie.
You not watched Liverpool over the last couple of years.
But where did you finish in the Champions League phase?
Yeah, Spurs came fourth though, didn't they?
I just think there's also the Spurs one. They're not out of it, Spurs, by the way.
Oh, surely
They're not out of it, by the way.
This glass half full mentality baffles me. I don't get it.
So basically, you're saying you think 6 of the 8 quarterfinalists are going to be English?
Nah, Spurs aren't going through. But Liverpool are going through. I believe Chelsea are going through.
Newcastle?
I think it's tough now because, like you said, the know-how they need to win.
You
that
can see
first
Lamine
game.
Yamal scoring off 13 minutes, cutting in on his left foot.
But honestly, I picked the wrong game. I was like,
Yeah, I went Newcastle Barca as well.
yeah, I think that was the right choice.
I'm still backing we're wrong, but I thought at the time it definitely
20
was.
minutes.
Have you just got one device?
No, but I wasn't.
Yeah, we can't all, yeah, sorry, Lee. Yeah, we can't all be rich like you, pal. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure you're getting paid for a goal stint, but yeah, I've just got my TV, mate. But also, I used to be that guy that used to watch like 3 games at the same time. But then I do just prefer to kind of dial in on one and kind, you know.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
We better take our first break, shall we, on talkSPORT goals this evening. By the way, I need to tell you some important information. Erling Haaland is 6-4 to score tonight with William Hill, boosted from 4-6 as 18 plus. The gambler wear dog. And with William Hill, you get ACCA boost on all of your accumulators with 4 or more picks tonight, up to 100% boost for ACCAs or 15 legs. Again, 18 plus. Gambler wear dog. 78 minutes gone. By Leverkusen 1, Arsenal 0. talkSPORT goals is back in a couple of minutes' time.
Well, he was Wales manager in January 2018. He led them to qualification for Euro 2020.
Yep.
You know, at the end of the day, he has one hell of a lot of football know-how.
Sure. Yeah, certainly as a player, and given the fact that he's done okay with Wales, you know, if we're talking about another international job, he's burnt his bridges with the Welsh FA. I suspect that's a circumstance, whether right or wrong, that ship has probably sailed, and Craig Bellamy's doing a decent job, however long Craig stays there for, and maybe passes Janu awaits him. I mean, I met Ryan Giggs years ago, didn't particularly warm to him, but that's not a benchmark for necessarily determining whether he should be a football manager or not. Clearly, he had a glittering career as a player. Clearly, he's put himself in the way of adverse publicity, one way or t'other. You know, and that comes at a price. And the price now of modern day football is that managing an elite football club, you have to present as being the perfect human being in all aspects. If you've got any skeletons in your cupboard, allegation or proven, there's a challenge for you, because the optics of how football clubs want to present themselves around the world will be challenged by someone that has had their reputation besmirched, some of it legitimately, these two instances not legitimately, in terms of the fact that the cases have never proceeded and he's never been found guilty of anything.
That's right.
The question for Ryan is...
So should he be unemployable in perpetuity?
Well, I don't know. Again, I don't know how many jobs he's applied for. I don't know whether he's unemployable in perpetuity. I don't know what level he thinks he can manage at. I don't know, there would be nothing stopping him from redeeming his, or finding himself. It's an interesting choice of redemption for marketing that he's alighted himself upon a campaign celebrating women. He would say, well, why wouldn't I? I've been found guilty of nothing. I've done nothing wrong. These were spurious allegations. Other people would say, an interesting choice.
A very good evening. It is talkSPORT Goals. I'm your host, Sam Ellard, Lee Davey, Quaker Wafari, Louis Beneventi alongside me this evening. We're live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs. And talkSPORT Goals is brought to you by Final One Standing, which is new from William Hill. It is 18 plus. GambleAware.org. Terms and conditions apply. What a massive night of Champions League football we have ahead. At the moment, Arsenal are losing 1-0 away at Bayer Leverkusen. A corner was scored in Germany, and remarkably not for Arsenal. It was scored for Bayer Leverkusen. 8 minutes to go in that game, plus added time. I don't think many people would have had Arsenal losing away at Bayer Leverkusen. We've got 3 games, 8 o'clock, including Bodo Glimt versus Sporting. What a story it is. The Bodo Glimt, the run at the moment, and Real Madrid versus Man City. Only Bayern Munich and Juventus have won more Champions League games against Real Madrid than Man City, who beat them 2-1 in this season's league phase. Madrid City, 8 o'clock kickoff. We're watching that game with you live tonight on talkSPORT Goals. And what a game PSG versus Chelsea is also going to be. Chelsea have only won 2 out of 8 Champions League matches against Paris Saint-Germain. They've only lost more games against Bayern Munich and Barcelona than PSG in this competition. Plus 6 big games tonight as well in the Championship, including Birmingham versus QPR, both sides mid-table, clear the relegation zone but a long way off the playoffs. Middlesbrough v Charlton, Borough 1 point clear of third place Millwall, who are in really, really good form. Charlton 8 clear of the relegation zone, beat Birmingham on Saturday. Norwich Sheffield United, Oxford Blackburn's a big game down at the bottom of the table. Oxford are 23rd but have won their last 2 games, 3 off safety. Meanwhile, Blackburn are 20th, 3 points above the drop zone. West Brom versus Hampton through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup and just 4 points off the playoffs. West Brom 22nd in the table, and the work to do to get out of the bottom 3. And Coventry versus Preston. Coventry have won their last 5 games. They're top on 74. Borough got 69. Millwall got 68. So Coventry 6 clear of Millwall, and I got that game in hand this evening just while we watch the conclusion of Bayer Leverkusen versus Arsenal, and before we start our 8 o'clock games. Tottenham. Over to you, Quaker.
Do you know what? It's Sam.
I'm listening.
Honestly, man, you can't write it.
You can't.
You cannot write it.
You can't write this, can you?
You can't write it. You bring in Igor Tudor and you think, okay, we're going to get a manager bounce. What's the inverse? The inverse of a manager bounce? I don't know what the word is.
And yeah,
I don't know.
And Louis?
No.
Whatever the opposite of it is, that's what they're going through right now.
No new manager bounce.
No new manager bounce. And you look at them in the Champions League and they think to themselves, oh, maybe a bit of solace in this competition, a bit of respite from the rigors of the Premier League. Brother, they are moribund, awful, disgraceful, terrible. Any adjective in the dictionary you can find to describe disgraceful is Tottenham Hotspur.
Feel free to throw your own in, Louis, by the way. You know.
Unfortunately,
embarrassing.
I'm not as well versed to the dictionary.
Honestly,
that's impressive.
And do you know what? Like, we sit here as Chelsea fans, right? And we take ultimate joy in Spurs not being very good. But if I'm being completely honest, the way these fans have been treated over the last 7 years has been disgraceful. Yeah. Moving to a new stadium that doesn't even have a name yet. And in the intimate period, lost Harry Kane, lost Heung-min Son, lost the Champions League final, haven't won a trophy last season, but that was against a terrible Manchester United team. The fans are paying more money for tickets than most fans in the world, and they are being served relegation football. I mean,
got a cheese room though.
They've got a cheese room, I suppose. They are just.
Oh, he's given a penalty to Arsenal.
Oh,
Boo!
You know what? Noni Madueke has come on for Bukayo Saka, and that is excellent wing play, isn't it? Because he gets the ball on that right-hand side. He's direct. He goes past a couple of men. He goes into the box, and he wins a penalty. The Bayer Leverkusen players. But Kweku, this is what you want to see from your right winger, isn't it?
100% direct. Gets into the box, and I think that's not.
That's not a penalty. He's dived.
Let's have a look.
Oh, behave.
There's no contact there, is there? I think
That's not
been clipped on his.
I'm sorry, if that's a
training
penalty,
leg.
I want to date a Margot Robbie now. It's like there's no way that is a penalty. I'm not having that.
Not on his front leg, but I'm not sure if he's been clipped on his trailing leg. I'm not sure if the camera angle showed that closely enough. If it is, it might be his training leg that's caused that penalty. But this is definitely worth the VAR.
referees. I think referees confirmed the penalty there. Yeah. I think you're right. I think initial replay looks like there's not a lot of contact, but I think you might be right with that trailing leg. But also, by the way, I didn't think I found it bizarre that Arsenal signed Madueke in the first place. That was really inconsistent at Chelsea. But every time I see him in Arsenal top, I think he's been really, really impressive. And just there as well, I just love the fact that he gets the ball and he wants to go and beat his man. Doesn't want to come back and pass. Referees couldn't confirm the penalty, Louis. You were saying?
Where's Margot?
Yeah.
Fine, let's go out now. No, it's, look, for me, I mean, not penalty, but I mean, at the end of the day as well, if only Madueke did this for Chelsea. I think the reason he's settled in so well at Arsenal is because he's not had the pressure of being a consistent right winger all the time. Like, it's a case of he's got seniority around him. He's got a team which has very set targets at the top end of the table, no wishy-washy nonsense, and he's got someone ahead of him who he can go compete with, who is of world-class quality. So, unfortunately, I don't think Chelsea had too much of that in that right wing position, and we maximised and did what Clear 8 want to do and sold a player for profit. So well done them.
Penalty, Liam. There is a little bit of contact, and I guess Madueke's got a right to go down, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's quite a soft one, isn't it? But you're going to take it, and there is a difference between the penalties that you'll get in the Premier League and the penalties that you'll get on the continent. There is, and even like the most, the tiniest of touches. The referee, you're giving the referee decision to make. You go to ground
when
like
you go,
that.
no, yeah. Kai Havertz, by the way, he's backed by Leverkusen, isn't he? He was, I think he got a nice little presentation before the game. He's off the bench and he's going to take this penalty. And this feels like a big moment, doesn't it?
Reckon I celebrate
in this game? No, I
he loves doing it against us, so maybe I'll do it against us.
Yeah.
See what happens.
So Kai Havertz. Referee he's just having a chat with the players, isn't he? Just making sure
All of you stay there.
Yeah. We know. Just get on with it. Do you know what I mean, Kweku? What is the?
You hate it so
just blow your whistle. Here's Kai Havertz. Good penalty. Good penalty. Low.
Says everything you need to know about Kai Havertz and his thoughts on Chelsea.
Low hard in the bottom corner. Goalkeeper goes the right way. Doesn't matter. That's a good penalty, Kweku.
That's a good penalty. And Arsenal have got back into this tie. I think a draw is good enough for Arsenal. I think going back to the Emirates with level with Leverkusen, they'll be confident of winning the second leg. Kai Havertz didn't celebrate, like you pointed out, Louis, and I think that is indicative of what he thinks of Chelsea.
How
right?
is that a penalty?
Yeah, do you know what? But the more I look at it, there isn't any. There's not much contact there, is there?
It's so. If he doesn't give it, they're not looking at that and giving it. Do you know what I mean? That's just not a penalty.
I think that is incredible. I agree with you. I think the defender is stupid for going down in the first place because you're giving the player the opportunity to go down. But the more I look at that, I'm not 100% sure there is enough contact in that for it to be constituted a foul. Louis?
I've got no words. I just can't believe he's given that. People will say it's because I don't like Arsenal, which might play a part in it. But at the same time, that just definitely was not a penalty.
Yeah. The more I'm looking at that, I'm not seeing anywhere near contact for that to be given as a penalty.
Soft,
I think it's soft. I think Arsenal got lucky. But Kweku, before we go back to Spurs, I mean, what have you made of Arsenal? I mean, the quadruple was on in mid-March. How many are they going to win?
A couple. Yeah. I think they'll win the Premier League and I think
the
they'll
League
win
Cup.
a domestic cup.
Yeah.
This is again, we can sit here and we can criticise Arsenal, but any football fan, if you ask them honestly, you can win a league, but you have to play the way Arsenal playing. They will take it. Yeah. They will, like, winning the Premier League is not easy, Sam. You've seen 2 of them in your lifetime.
Sure.
Like it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do, and so. It's easy for us to sit here and criticise Arsenal, but you've got to get it how you can get it. It's been, over 20 years. We as fans can sit here and criticise it, but seeing someone like Hertzler come out and criticise it, it's like, that's just the talk of a loser. Like, your team lost, take it, chin it. If you don't like it, stop them playing like it. When Chelsea were more pragmatic in our heyday, I didn't care how we won games. I took pride in it.
But we still played teams off the park. In that Brighton game, for example, I don't think Chelsea would have sharp shot like Arsenal did.
Yeah, but I think that comes with, we had the brashness of Jose Mourinho, who's off the back of winning the Europa League and the Champions League with Porto. He comes in with that confidence and that verve and that feeling and that inevitability. Yeah. Whereas with this Arsenal team, they've come second 3 years in a row. There's a nervousness there. And when it's the final 10, 11 games of the season, it doesn't matter how you play. Just win. True. And so it's easy to criticise Arsenal, but if I'm being completely fair, it doesn't matter how they're playing football. If they win the Premier League, they won't care, and nor should they.
What made me laugh with this whole thing is like for years and years and years, in the Wenger days, in the early Arteta, Emery days, like people would literally mock and take the you-know-what out of Arsenal for being weak, for being, Troy Deeney's famous quote of cojones and stuff like that. And now they've literally built a team, assembled a squad who do the complete opposite to that. And now it's like, some people say there's an asterisk now. I mean, that is a load of absolute nonsense. And one of the things, by the way, there was a stat doing the rounds, wasn't there, in that Brighton Arsenal game of how long it took Arsenal to restart from whatever it was, a corner, a goal kick. And that was a particularly high number. And people got really upset over that. The Athletic did a really good piece where they broke down loads of kind of different stats like that and looked at all different teams. And by the way, that's not just an Arsenal thing. No. In terms of ball being out of play, not seeing enough of ball actually in the game, people taking time to take throw-ins, corners and everything. It's not an Arsenal thing. That is a problem that is all around the Premier League at the moment that needs addressing. That's not an Arsenal issue.
Absolutely. It definitely is. I think that top-level football's got...
Oh, I'm going to have to interrupt you, Louis. Arsenal have got a corner in the 93rd minute. Quakey, what do you make of Gabriel's header here to win Arsenal the game?
Brilliant. That is brilliant.
Hopefully not, man. Hopefully not. Because that would be... we didn't catch too much of the first half, but I think...
Why not, mate?
Leverkusen... TV in the green wasn't working.
You could have turned it on yourself, mate, couldn't you?
Quakers watch me play darts. Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, I think it'd be harsh on Leverkusen if they end up losing this.
Love that, Keeps.
Quaker, look, what's the rest doing? Oh, this is outrageous. They drive me insane. Declan Rice has just put the corner in. The goalkeeper's come and collected it, and I think the referee's blown his whistle. He's booking people, and I guarantee you Declan Rice is going to get to retake this.
I don't understand.
What's happened there?
So basically, the usual shenanigans where they're all sort of hugging each other. The ball comes in and the referee decides to blow the whistle to talk to people. And Declan Rice is going to be able to take this corner again.
Yeah, please don't say this.
Jesus Christ.
Declan Rice whips it in. Oh, God, Arsenal going to score. He's given a...
What's he done now? What's going on?
No idea what's going on here.
Free kick.
Has he given a goal kick?
Yeah,
a free kick? Goal kick, has he?
Yeah.
Did he go out?
No.
This is the state of modern football.
Did you know what this is?
I missed 4-4-2. What happened to it?
But it's the referee's fault. Well, I don't know why he blew the whistle in the first place.
4-4-2, route one, wingers, proper wingers. Like Noni Madueke was there.
And after all that, gave a free kick, by the way, for Bayer Leverkusen.
Free players are going to be booked. Nonsense. But...
Quaku, this full-time Bayer Leverkusen 1, Arsenal 1. Overall lead, do you think Arsenal going away from home, will they take this draw and fancy themselves to do it at the Emirates?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, being 1-0 down. Listen, Leverkusen, they're not the biggest German team. They're not the biggest threat on paper. But it's a tough place to go. Newcastle have been there and, they didn't get a win there. I mean, not everyone can win 7-2 there in the league phase, But it is what it is. But no, they'll be happy with that. They'll be confident going back to the Emirates next week and getting the job done.
Are Arsenal the best team in the Champions League?
Bayern Munich.
You think Bayern Munich are stronger than Arsenal?
Bayern Munich.
Do you agree with that, Quaker?
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that actually. We've seen those two teams play against each other and Arsenal done them.
Yeah.
So until Bayern can get their get back and get their revenge, Arsenal are top of the more competitive league. Arsenal are, defensively a monster and they beat Bayern Munich when they played.
It's the reason why I say that is I think Bayern have had the tougher schedule, and for me, going to the Emirates, but they've won at PSG,
and the draw for Arsenal as well on their half.
Absolutely,
it's really, really nice, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I think, and if they Bayern get through, obviously they've got they're pretty much through to the next round already, aren't they? They'll get Man City or Real Madrid. I expect them to beat both of those two sides. I can see Bayern going to the final and potentially going all the way.
Could anyone here see it being anything other than Arsenal Bayern final?
No.
I can. I can see it. I can see it being a Chelsea Arsenal final. Genuinely, they're like not even just saying that. I can see it at Chelsea after final.
Based on Liam Rossini's current record, I don't particularly fancy that, to be honest with you.
I mean, the thing is, it's like
you blow hot and cold, Quaker.
But it's like, what was Roberto Di Matteo's record? or even before that, what was Avram Grant's record?
No, but
what was what Tommy Tui's got to Champions League final? Granted, but we check.
Forget about the manager. The Chelsea team are good enough to get to navigate their way to the final.
Yes, because when I see Chelsea play against the best teams in the world, we play our best football.
In fairness, every time Chelsea played Benfica in a European competition, they've won the competition that year. Just putting that into the ether.
Well, in that case, you can't not win it, can you?
Exactly, it's guaranteed now.
Just going back to Arsenal, though, Kwaku, lots of people, the big talking point with Arsenal was the mentality as the season went on. Are they going to, the bottle word came out, are they going to choke and stuff like that? You have to say, as we enter, mid-March now, this doesn't look like an Arsenal team that are going to wilt.
No, and people can point to the quality of European football, but you just got to get it how you can get it. And this is an Arsenal team that's been more consistent than any other team in Europe, barring maybe Bayern Munich. And so, I don't think they're going to wilt. I think if they do lose a game or do lose a tie, it'll be as a result of the other team just being better than them on the night. I don't think it'll be a case of Arsenal bottling it. I think that it's been a misnomer in terms of Arsenal bottling it the last 3 seasons. The first season they finished second, it wasn't a bottle job. No one had Arsenal finishing in the top 4, let alone challenging for the league. The following season, they did what Liverpool did at the end of the season when they won, I think, 14 out of 16 games and City were just better. That's not bottling it.
It's a lazy narrative, isn't it?
It's a lazy narrative. And last season, they won in the title race. This year, if they don't win it, it's a bottle job. But it's a lazy narrative. Like, Arsenal are a very good side that allow the managers to grow, and it's a unique circumstance because I don't think he'd be afforded the opportunity at another football club.
No way.
They've taken advantage of it. And if they win the league, you have to give them credit. Like, this bottling narrative is fun for fans, and it's fun for us to kind of poke Arsenal with. But this season, from beginning to end, or close to the end, they've been the best team in the league.
My team aren't in the title race this season, so I can say this. I think what Arteta's done there is remarkable. And I think you make a really good point. I like the fact that they stuck with Mikel Arteta, and I think you'll bang on any other club possibly in the country. He would have been sacked, 6 months a year, 18 months maybe into his reign. I love the fact they backed him, they could see progress, and I think it would be a real shame if this Arsenal team don't get that league title. Like, I think if Arsenal, for whatever, don't win the league this season and Mikel Arteta was to leave Arsenal without winning a league, I just think they've been so good for such a long period of time. This Arsenal team have got to claim that glory, and I think they've built and built and built, and this time, Lee, it's not just 13, 14 good players. They've got 18 to 20 good players, 2 top players in every single position. Big, strong, physical, hard to beat. And I tell you what, people talk about the quadruple. I think this Arsenal team are more than capable of winning the quadruple this season. More than capable of winning it.
Well, I mean, that's a hell of a statement, and it's absolutely on to be in nearly mid-March and to be in the running on all 4 competitions. And let's be honest, they're probably favourites in all 4 competitions.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Let's
Do you?
Let's put it what it is. That's a hell of a feat. The
League Cup final, I think, is a 50-50.
Sure, but you'd have to say, looking at you, you've got to edge Arsenal over Man City, haven't you?
60-40.
Yeah.
I think it's Arsenal are just, they're on a roll at the minute, and it's not sexy, it's not great, but they're doing what they need to do. And I feel like, especially with City seemingly maybe mentally capitulating in certain points, I mean, Rodri being a prime example of that, sort of saying the referees are all against them and all that sort of stuff. There's something mentally going on at City where I think Arsenal they get in there. Maybe City will get over the line because they have the experience in doing it, but Arsenal are just doing the business they need to do, getting everything done. And this Carabao Cup, look, if you're at the top of the league and you're in the Carabao Cup final, Jose Mourinho set the precedent in 2005. You go to that, you win that, you push on.
I don't like talking about that final, please.
Listen, this is there. We've got to talk about it.
Really well.
But
There's maturity, though, Sam.
Say again.
There's a maturity. Like Gabriel, who is Arsenal's front-footed, aggressive centre-back, 3 yellow cards in the Premier League all season long. Like, this is a team that know how to get it done. I contrast it with our team. They're sensible. They know what the task at hand is, and the task at hand is to win the league title. I think anything else is a Brucey bonus, but they're a proper side. Let's not denigrate them because we don't like the style of football.
Do you think that stuff has been a little bit too over the top?
Yeah, like Pardew saying there's an asterisk with it. Hertzler coming out and criticising, saying I would never coach my team to play like that. Mate, you won't ever get a chance to manage a team as good as Arsenal. The stakes won't ever be as high for you. And so the stakes are super high right now. And at the beginning of the season, Arsenal were playing better football. Right now, it's lock-in. It's time to get it done. And if they were playing any other style of football and dropping points, we'd say they're bottling it. So let's just drop the nonsense.
We were dipping now the game, weren't we? Because obviously we've been on air and we were in the green room during the first half. But Bukayo Saka is taking a little bit of criticism from Arsenal fans. He was subbed after 60 minutes, something you don't often see. 27 touches, 86% passing accuracy, 0% shot accuracy, 0% successful dribbles, 0% accurate crosses, 25% duels won. Do you think maybe we've seen a little bit of a drop off from Saka this season? And Madueke again, he came on and he made the difference.
He's tired, I think, Bukayo Saka. He's played a lot of football for such a young lad.
Yeah,
I think that's something which I don't think a lot of people think about. He's obviously also still potentially nursing an injury because he came back from that. He was out for an extended period. So maybe he's just sort of ticking over, sort of getting back into his minutes. But yeah, he's not looking as sharp as he has done in the past.
I've just got a live text up, and the first text says Madueke and Saka's performances tonight are a complete contrast. So I'm quite worried that we're seeing Saka in the midst of player burnout, having been relentlessly played for Arsenal and England for the past 6 years.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I think it's a sign of progress, actually, because Arsenal's season unravelled when Saka got his injury. Was it around January time? Yeah. And they weren't able to cope with that. They had injuries again to other attacking players, but him particularly, they relied so heavily on him last season. But the fact that they've been able to keep this machine going whilst he hasn't been at his best.
And same with Odegaard as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Saliba's missed time. Gabriel's missed time. They haven't missed a beat. This is an Arsenal team that, they're in a complete squad. The Saka thing, though, is similar to Cole Palmer. I think he's nursing an injury. I think he doesn't fully trust his body. So people say Saka's lost a yard of pace. I don't think he trusts himself to give it that yard of pace because we know what's on the horizon. There's a huge World Cup on the horizon. These players
that must be hard, though, for a footballer to have that in the back of your mind when you're playing in the Premier League going for a title and you're scared to try and beat your man because you're worried something's going to pop and you're going to miss, the running end, the business end of the season and possibly a World Cup.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's like the other thing to think about right now, I mean, it's probably a very controversial opinion. I think Cole Palmer gets on the plane, but just as a player which they can bring on to...
I think that's definitely... I reckon that'll be the case, yeah.
But there's also a case of he could very likely as well not go because he's not been playing great at all this season. So I think Bukayo Saka's in a similar position now. You look at the people that are obviously performing as well, potentially. There's conversations on that right-hand side where they're all thinking, right, we've got to get the stuff done.
I'm not sure Saka is, even though his form has dipped. I'm not sure Saka's in a position where he is even I would say he is like.
Let me rephrase. What I'm saying is I feel that he's, like we're saying, he's thinking about these injuries. He's wanting to see what he can do to get to the World Cup. He doesn't want to miss out. I think both of them. Different positions, agreed. Should have worded that better. But they're both having to think about what they can do. And I think that's also going to prove maybe potentially a problem for England come the tournament. But that's another conversation for another day.
We have got other business matters, important matters to attend to this evening, don't we? By Leverkusen 1, Arsenal 1. Bodo Sporting at 8 o'clock. But PSG, Chelsea, Madrid, Man City, they do not come much big in this. We are 30 minutes away from kickoff. And talkSPORT Goals are taking you through a busy night of Champions League football.
I feel sorry for Kingsley. Yeah, I feel.
How can you feel sorry for him, Jim?
I feel sorry for him.
I feel sorry for him on a human level, right? I feel sorry for him, right? 22 years old. He's been thrown in the deep end. I get it, and he's had a stinker, right? But he is a professional footballer. He is a professional football player. He's the number 2 for Tottenham Hotspur. Like, you have got to have... Like, you're meant to be a decent keeper. You cannot come in a Champions League fixture and do what he done. Like, like on a human level, I get it. You feel for him. Igor Tudor is an absolute charlatan for putting him in there in the first place to make that decision.
It's not his fault, is it?
Well, it is his fault because he picked him.
No, but, no.
And then he dragged him, and then he didn't even put his arm around him to say, don't worry, lad. He just walked down the tunnel, crying.
Right, listen, I've got an idea.
Igor Tudor didn't even put his arm around him to say,
listen, Jay, I've got an idea. Right? Harry Redknapp. It's been my choice for a number of weeks now.
Harry Redknapp is not...
No, hold on. Harry Redknapp is my number one, right? He's got the Gold Cup coming up Friday. He wins that. Jukebox man. He's on a high. He's going in the jungle. We've heard he's going in the jungle, right? All Spurs fans should vote him out early. Vote him out early. Spurs fans, you can still play a part in your season. Vote him out early, and he may rock up to save your season.
Honestly.
Hello, a very good evening and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals, brought to you by Final One Standing, which is new from William Hill, 18 plus. Gamble aware, the dog terms and conditions apply. talkSPORT Goals is taking you through a busy night of Champions League football. Already had one result this evening. Arsenal found themselves 1-0 down away at Bayer Leverkusen, scored a late penalty though to draw 1-1. Bayer Leverkusen 1, Arsenal 1. 3 games 8 o'clock this evening. Bodo Glimt, Sporting, PSG, Chelsea and Real Madrid, Man City. Erling Haaland is 6-4 to score tonight, with William Hill boosted from 4-6. 18 plus a gamble aware the dog, and with William Hill you get ACCA boost on all of your accumulators with 4 more picks tonight, up to 100% boost for ACCAs of 15 legs. 18 plus a gambleaware.org. An early goal tonight in the Championship. Birmingham 1, QPR 0. Both of these two sides are around mid-table, a long way off the playoffs and a long way off relegation, but Patrick Roberts has given Birmingham the lead. Both Coventry and Middlesbrough in action this evening, the top two. We've touched on Chelsea, we've touched on Bayer Leverkusen, Arsenal. Real Madrid, Man City, guys, we were just looking, weren't we, at that lead, that Real Madrid starting 11 in that outbreak, and we all basically said to each other, it doesn't feel very Real Madrid, does it?
No, it doesn't. No, there's obviously they've had a lot of injuries which have been well documented this season, particularly this injury to Kylian Mbappe, which always felt like if that was going to happen, it was going to be in the back end of the season. They've been so reliant on him. He's scored, pretty much 3/4 of their goals this year, which is a problem in itself. So without him, Vinicius Junior has been very, very up and down. There's been a lot of expected of Arda Güler. Is still a very young talent, but that midfield area just doesn't have. It misses Jude Bellingham. Whatever people think of Jude Bellingham, whether people think he's had a great season or not, it misses his presence. He's a big game player. But yeah, the midfield looks weak when we look at the Madrid midfields of old. We've got Aurelien Tchouameni and Pina, young Pina in the central midfield. Valverde out to the right hand side. It's we've got players playing in various positions where it doesn't bring the very, very best out of them. Brahim Diaz is in there as well. Still reeling from what happened at the AFCON, where the whole penalty debacle in the final. But this Real Madrid team is not at its best. They're second in La Liga, but they're, in terms of the team itself, they're a long way behind Barcelona. They're 4 points behind them, but in terms of the quality of this team, they're not on the level of where Barcelona are. And we've seen last night that Barcelona weren't great either. So the two big boys in Spain are not having the best of seasons, but this Real Madrid team are gonna face a real test tonight against Man City, who are in decent form themselves.
Yeah, and it's an interesting team, Louis, that Pep's picked tonight, because I thought for the first kind of time, trying to guess a Pep Guardiola starting 11 is near on impossible. I think for the last kind of 6 to 8 weeks, he kind of settled on a system that he likes, but some changes tonight, interesting. Kuzanov plays at right back instead of Mateus Nunes. O'Reilly's playing at left back, not Aït-Nouri, and not in midfield. So therefore, Rodri and Bernardo Silva are going to kind of be a 2 together. And then it's Semenyo, Savinho and Doku all starting behind Haaland. and I'm fairly certain that'd be the first time that all three of those players have all started. But that is pace, and even more pace, isn't it?
Very direct, very direct. And I think Trent's going to have a bit of a tough night tonight. Antoine Semenyo, as soon as he's got City,
it's Semenyo getting the left-hand side.
Semenyo's on the left.
Where's Doku playing then, pal?
Doku's up against Ferland Mendy on the right.
Doku's going to the right?
That's what it looks like here.
I reckon you might see more Savinho play close to Haaland as a 2 up front.
Yeah.
And I think Doku left, Savinho right.
I thought 4-4-2.
More 4-4-2, yeah.
I love a 4-4-2.
It's
a proper
like a 4-2-2-2, isn't it? Pep does now a little bit.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah.
It is. Exciting. I think you look at the City team and they've not been amazing, but the January signings have been really effective in Semenyo and Mark Guehi. They've slotted in straight away. City should fancy their chances here.
That's why when you spend money on quality, we actually should be signing those players. Yeah. It's almost like we were interested in them, we didn't want to spend the money.
Yes.
Who knows what happens if you do things properly? It's amazing.
Well, yeah, and you say that, like Donnarumma on a free. Feasible. I know the wages were crazy, but Mark Guehi, former Chelsea academy product, and Antoine Semenyo, great player. That those players.
You scoffed at the idea, Quakey, when I said to you last summer that Chelsea should be in for Mark Guehi, didn't I? When Liverpool were going for him, have I made that up?
Do you know? No, I didn't scoff. It was more of a.
What did you do then? A sigh, not a scoff.
Yeah, hindsight's a wonderful thing, and I believed in the quality of our centre backs, and I was proved to be wrong, and I just don't see them. I don't see them getting any better. I think they get better with an A side next to them.
Yeah.
And if you've got an A side that raises the rest of the players, and we see it with Virgil van Dijk and Liverpool, maybe not this season, but in previous years. And I look at City with envy. They were very committed in January, and unlike the other top teams, I think they're reaping the rewards for it.
Guys, I've got some good news and got some bad news. The good news is we're 4 minutes away from kickoff. The bad news is we've got to take one more very, very quick break on talkSPORT Goals. Get a cup of tea, get a bottle of water. When we come back, Chelsea at PSG, Man City at Real Madrid. We love the Champions League.
Will you be sick as and when they win the title?
Oh my God! I think I'll switch off my phone for like 2 weeks. My phone will be off for 2 weeks if Arsenal win the Premier League. But I still think they're gonna bottle it. You know,
Do you?
There's still time for that. Don't worry about that. It's 6-7 games.
8 games.
They always find a way. They will slip up. They will find a way.
But are City good enough to take advantage?
That is the thing, though. City keep slipping up as well. But I think right now, I don't think City will lose any game from now till the end of the season. I think they're going to go. They're going to press that button right now. They're going to go for it. I think Pep Guardiola right now knows that this is the crunch time. But when I look at the games that Arsenal do have, I still see them dropping points. They still have to play City at home as well. So away at City. So
yeah, that's right.
Arsenal, the history of the football club tells you that they find a way of messing it up.
Let me ask you another question that I think might annoy you. Because Arsenal's style of play this season has been criticised.
Oh.
But whenever they get criticised, the response I get from Arsenal fans is that Mourinho used to park the bus. We just play like Mourinho's Chelsea.
We used to pack the bus, yes, but we won legally. When I watch Arsenal play right now, they depend solely on corner kicks. You have spent almost $1 billion, Mikel Arteta, almost $1 billion. And you're telling me the only way you can win games is through corner kicks? It's ridiculous.
But does it matter how you win, John?
It does matter. It does matter.
Why?
They're winning ugly.
You'd love to be in their position at the moment.
I would love to. The only reason why the Arsenal fans are not complaining with the style of football that they're playing is because they're top of the league.
Yeah.
If they're not top of the league, they will complain that they're not enjoying the type of football that they're playing.
Okay, here we go then. It is talkSPORT Goals. It is brought to you by Final One Standing. It is new from William Hill, 18+. Gamble aware the dog. Terms, conditions apply. Sam Ellard, Lee Davey, Kwaku Afari, Louis Beneventi on a big night of Champions League football. Wednesday, March the 11th. It is coming up to 8 o'clock. We've had one result this evening. Bayer Leverkusen 1, Arsenal 1. 3 games at 8 o'clock. Bodo Sporting, but our attention is very much on the two English teams. It's PSG v Chelsea, repeat, of course, of the FIFA Club World Cup final, which Chelsea won back in last July. PSG have progressed from their last 3 Champions League knockout ties against English clubs, all last season, remarkably, against Liverpool, Villa and Arsenal. In terms of average age, by the way, Chelsea and PSG are the two teams with the youngest starting 11s fielded in the Champions League this season, both at just a touch over 24. That game about to get underway. Real Madrid play Man City. Again, it's the 16th time in the Champions League they have faced each other, and this will be the first time two teams have met in the knockout phase of the competition in 5 successive seasons. City have been eliminated by Real Madrid on 4 occasions, the only side to knock them out more than twice. Both those games starting at 8 o'clock. Again, 6 games in the Championship, 5 starting at 7:45. 1 goal this evening, Birmingham leading QPR by a 1-0. Other games this evening, Borough, Charlton, Norwich, Sheffield United, Oxford, Blackburn, that's 23rd versus 20th. West Brom, Southampton, West Brom in the bottom 3, Southampton 4 off the playoffs, and both Coventry and Middlesbrough 1 and 2 at home this evening. Coventry home to Preston, Borough home to Charlton, Coventry 74, Borough 69, Millwall just 1 point and 1 place below Borough in 3rd place. Kwaku, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think the Chelsea team have shown against the best teams in the world, whether it's the champions of Italy, champions of Spain, champions of England, they can come up with big results. I want to see another big performance, a mature performance tonight at the Parc de France.
Lee, you touched on it at the top of the show, but just once again for people that are just joining us for Kickoff at 8 o'clock, how are PSG going into this game? You're not particularly confident, are you, with how this PSG team looking at the moment?
Well, it was summed up on Friday night in Luis Enrique's post-match press conference. They'd just been beaten 3-1 by Monaco, and he said, we're having a crisis of confidence. That's where the club's at the moment. They're not in good form. They're not playing well. They're disjointed. But if anything can get this club back on track, this team back on track, it's a huge Champions League night against the one team that stopped you from sweeping up every trophy last year, Chelsea. If they can't get up for this, then I don't know what to say.
And the kit, the PSG kit, that's not the traditional home kit, is it?
It isn't. This is PSG's night edition kit, which was released yesterday, and it is the club's 5th kit. No less. 5th kit.
Wow. That's quite remarkable. And Lee, PSG start the game. We've seen this before, haven't we? With the launch up the pitch, and it means that Marc Cucurella has got to take a throw pretty much along the goal line.
Yeah, that's what they do. So they would try and get forward, the ball forward, and then really press from the corner and just try and gain that advantage. Well, that's not a great start. You've got 2 players running into each other. That's not an omen for what's to come tonight. But they've used that tactic a lot last season. There's been 1 or 2 other teams that have, certainly in the Premier League, that have done that once or twice.
Kwaku, how pleased have you been with João Pedro's form over the last couple of weeks? I mean, he kind of had a slowish start, didn't he? But I mean, over the last pretty much since Liam Rosenior's came in, his numbers, his output have been fantastic.
100%, and he's starting to look like the player that we saw at the Club World Cup. Came off the beach in Brighton, or in Brazil, wherever he was on holiday.
He was in Brighton, mate.
And he came to Chelsea's rescue in the Club World Cup, scored a brace in the semi against his former side, the Fluminense, and scored a brilliant goal in the final against PSG. And we thought to ourselves at that time, we found our number 9. Slow start to the season. I think he's a player that plays his best football, and again, it might be easy to say, plays his best football with other good players around him, in terms of players being on the same wavelength. And I don't think it's any coincidence that, yes, Rosenior's come in and has had an upturn in form, but also has coincided with Cole Palmer's return to the starting 11. They've both talked about how they like to play with each other, and I feel like he brings the best out of Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer brings the best out of him. And since Rosenior's come into Chelsea, I don't think there's been a better forward in English football than João Pedro, and that's high praise for a man that at Brighton, he wasn't lauded for output. It was talked about in terms of in pockets, what he does is maybe a 9.5 rather than a number 9. But at Chelsea, he's found himself on the end of things. The finishes have been varied. He scored in big moments. And I expect that if Chelsea's to make it through this tie, he'll have to come up with a couple of big moments as well.
Louis, in terms of the balance of the Chelsea midfield, also, by the way, don't have a moan. It looks like they should be playing the other kits Chelsea are playing in the white, and it looks like PSG are playing in. It's not quite blue, but look, they're playing more of a blue, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so strange.
It's
no, maybe not. Maybe just
5 kits in the season still. Can't go around that.
Louis, in terms of the balance of this Chelsea midfield, do you like it when Reece James comes into the midfield?
I like it, but me and Quake were actually talking about it earlier, and I mean, especially since Liam Racine's come in, I think Andre Santos has been great in this midfield, and I think he's added real balance with Moise Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. I understand why he's put Reece James in this role. I think we've seen him in big games this season. I always think about that Arsenal game at home. You know, not only was he considered the best right back in the world, but maybe the best midfielder in the world at that point for 90 minutes. But, you know, I think that him coming into midfield, I think maybe a little bit more steel, maybe as well, obviously creativity is an added bonus as well. So we'll have to see how it goes.
Just a half a chance there for City, and if there was ever sort of a moment that sums up Jeremy Doku, it's this. He carries the ball a long way, beats a couple of men, he gets to the edge of the box, he has Semenyo out to his right-hand side, and then he tried to get a shot away, but couldn't quite get the effort on target. But he's one of those players, isn't he, Kwaku Doku, where he kind of has that pace and that ability to beat a man, but sometimes that quality in the final third, you want him to be a little more consistent, Jeremy Doku, don't you?
Yeah, sometimes that quality deserts him. I remember we were sat here and we did the Man City Liverpool game.
Best player on the pitch by miles.
I don't think I've seen a better wing performance in the Premier League in a long time. He was absolutely unreal, topped off with an incredible goal. And that's the very best of Jeremy Doku. We thought, okay, this might be the season for him to kick on, but he is inconsistent in terms of his delivery and his final ball in the final third. But on his day, he can trouble anybody. And with City playing this attacking lineup with Semenyo, with Doku and Savinho, he will get chances. It's whether he takes those chances.
Louis, if someone hasn't watched Chelsea play before under Liam Racinia, how would you sum up? I'll answer the question in a second as Reece James has the ball right hand side. Oh, Chelsea should score. And we talk about João Pedro being a good number 9, being clinical. I think he was just on his heels there a little bit. Reece James doing Reece James things. He whips a brilliant ball across the face of goal. João Pedro gets something on the end of it, can't direct it goalwards, and then Neto arrives at the back post, and he can't get something on the end of it. That, though, Louis, is a big moment for Chelsea and Reece James' delivery. How often from that right-hand side is he so good, so consistent?
It's amazing to have Reece James in all these important games. The fact he's been fit for so long as well, I think is something which people forget about because they often talk about the fact, he's injury prone. He's been fit for, I think, was it 18 months now nearly? Yeah. So it's like, you know, he's someone who is so important to the side. And, I mean, that delivery is just one great example of why that's the cat.
Jorgensen gives the ball away, trying to play out from the back. Chance of PSG. It falls to Dembele, but he can't get his shot away.
That'll do.
And Chelsea just about managed to clear. A shot comes in from distance, and it's well held. Who was it that someone said that Jorgensen's good with the ball at his feet earlier on at the top of the show?
That wasn't me, it was Kwaku. It was Kwaku. It wasn't me.
I just don't know. Rob Sanchez is a better shot stopper than Jorgensen. Jorgensen might be marginally better with the ball at his feet, but he's not amazing. Cole Palmer through.
Go on, Cole.
Cole Palmer's got the ball now, right-hand side, just outside the box. He's got Fernandez and Neto in the box. He tries to put the ball across the face of the goal. It goes out for a Chelsea corner. Interesting in the City-Madrid game, as City have a chance. Bernardo Silva, Savinho. Semenyo. I go straight at the goalkeeper. Madrid in the first 5 minutes, I've had the early possession, but Kwaku, City on the counter-attack look really Madrid, they always, even the good Madrid teams look open, don't they? But this looks like it's going to be a basketball game, end-to-end football.
Yeah, and I think they've gone with kind of the 11 that we can't.
I think it's a 4-4-2. Semenyo's playing up with Haaland,
With Haaland.
Oh, that was that flicked or no? Yeah, I think Gusto tried to flick that corner on the near post, but it comes off a PSG head. Lee, a bit of a nervy start for PSG, this?
Yeah, this has been the case for, some time now. PSG have been falling behind in games quite a lot. And it seems to be like it could follow that pattern. I think Chelsea have looked very, very dangerous when they've come forward. And really should, let's be honest, João Pedro should have put them in front.
Yeah. Another chance there for Doku, who goes on the outside down the left-hand side. He puts a really good ball across the face of the goal. No City player could get on the end of it. So that City-Madrid game, no real surprise there. It's pretty much end-to-end. Madrid 0, City 0. But another goal in the Championship. Norwich 0, Sheffield United 1. Yarrow Riedewald scoring the goal there for Sheffield United. Norwich 17th in the table, 9 clear the relegation zone. Philippe Clement has done a great job since coming in. Sheffield United 12th, so mid-table, but 8 off the playoffs. With 10 games to go, they're going to have a pretty good run to gate crash that top 6. 2 goals in the Championship. Birmingham 1, QPR 0. Norwich 0, Sheffield United 1. Lou, my question to you was going to be, in possession and out of possession, how would you summarise what Lee Messina is trying to do with this Chelsea team?
Well, I think we mentioned the goalkeeper. Whenever Chelsea are in possession now, he wants the keeper to sort of come out and sort of aid the centre-halves in terms of what they're trying to do and build up.
Oh, it's good. Sorry. Once again, Doku, left-hand side, again, gets to the byline, beats the man, and he fishes a dangerous ball across the face goal. How many bodies did that go through, Quaker?
I don't know how no one got on the end of it. That Doku's looked so threatening.
Yeah,
he beat his man so easily.
Yeah.
I think it would have been Trent he would have beaten.
Possibly. It looks like Madrid don't have any interest in defending, do they?
Not at all. But this is Real Madrid and Man City games. They're exciting.
Oh, good save by the goalkeeper. Donnarumma has to get down low there pretty quickly to stop an effort from Brahim Diaz. Literally, basketball game. You can now try and answer this question. I can't promise you that Jeremy Doku won't get close to
Jeremy lets me finish my sentence. I think realistically, I think it's quite similar to how we were playing under Maresca, very possession based. What I would like about this team, though, and I think it's worth pointing out, is usually, maybe aside from Cole Palmer, wingers are wingers. And fullbacks are fullbacks, which is quite a nice thing because I quite like that. Because there was something where there was maybe a slight overcomplication in some of Enzo Maresca's systems, but that's where, in this system especially, with the fact that Cole Palmer would kind of be floating inside, you'll see Malo Augusto creating some of the width, Pedro Neto doing it as well. One thing I have noticed, which I thought was quite interesting, is Enzo Fernandez isn't as central as he was. The one thing which is slightly different with this team is he seems to float out to the left-hand side a lot more. So it's kind of interesting to see how that works, but obviously I think that comes with the territory of Cole Palmer moving further inside, Malo Augusto getting forward. Oh, hold this out, boys. Get rid of that. Thank you. No, okay.
Yeah, they work a free kick short, and it comes to Desiree Doué, and he stands the ball up into the box, and Chelsea clear. But Mendes comes forward.
Oh, you shouldn't have dived in there. What'd you do that for?
Still got it. Can he get a shot away? No, he can't. Chelsea are struggling to clear this, boys, aren't they?
Yes, yeah. I think we've got the situation under control, but let's just see this out, lads. Let's just see this out. PSG is starting to turn screw a little bit, but Chelsea, I always think, are a threat going forward. That passes on.
Ball comes in from Dembele to the back post. Oh, it's a goal for PSG! What a finish from Barcola. He gets the ball in the box, takes a good touch, fantastic finish into the roof of the net. And Lee, that's a wonderful finish.
Yeah, it's a great finish from a guy who's actually been criticised most of the season for his poor finishing. He said in his press conference on Tuesday that he's been working on his finishing. I think it's quite clear to see that he has a wonderful finish, left-footed, top corner, no keeper in the world saving that. 1-0 Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, Chelsea had a couple of chances to try and clear that, and they just weren't able to do it. Desiree Doué works out to Dembele, who puts a ball into the box. He's headed back to Barcola. He takes the ball down on his chest, and then it's just a left-footed finish into the roof of the net. I mean, Louis, I'd say there that he's got way too much time, I think, Barcola, to be able to get that shot away. No one's closing him down.
Way too much space. There's a lot of ball watching happening there. I think, again, it's very poor from Chelsea defensively there, and I think that just reinforced the point that Quaker was making earlier about, these centre halves are all right B-sides, but you need someone who's going to be top draw in that gap to make this team even better. And unfortunately, Chelsea haven't spent the money there.
Quaker, sloppy goal to concede that?
Yeah, sloppy goal to concede. Disappointing to concede that goal. Too much space in the box for him. I think Chelsea had made a decent start, especially away from home in this game. Now we've got work to do to make sure that we don't let it get away from us. But yeah, poor goal to concede, man. I just don't like seeing how much time and space he got there in the box. And it's a good finish from Barcola.
Yeah, he takes that really well. I mean, that's the perfect start, Lee, isn't it, for PSG?
I think so, especially it's been a really shaky PSG. PSG fans will turning up tonight not knowing what team they're going to get, what kind of PSG they're going to get. Well, Chelsea were threatening the early exchanges, and you were thinking, well, they're probably going to take the lead, as most teams have done against PSG this season. But getting that first goal is massive for this team that, as Enrique said, it's lacking confidence. So they look like...
Walking through us.
Yeah.
What is this?
On the attack again.
Oh, that's unlucky. That's a really, really lovely one-touch football there, and it does come to Barcola down the left-hand side, but he tries to do a little bit too much, and Chelsea are able to clear just now at this moment in time, Quaku. You mentioned the word experience. This is just where Chelsea, one down, away to the Champions League holders, have got to just show a little bit of experience, maybe sit in for 5 or so minutes, quieten the crowd down, and just make sure it doesn't become 2 and 3, because PSG at the moment are passing the ball really nicely.
Yeah, just see this through. Just see this period of time through. I'm not obviously it's disappointing to concede the goal. I'm not overly fussed. I think PSG...
You're not overly fast. You're 1-0 down after 11 minutes.
Yeah, not because I think PSG are vulnerable. I think Chelsea will get chances. We have to take our chances. I think that was a chance with João Pedro. He should have taken that chance. Yeah. Like you said, he's on his heels. I think there's opportunities for us in this game. I'm not too worried.
Look at the smirk he's got on his face.
Do you know what? I hear what he says. I think that's why I feel relatively reserved on the goal. I was relatively reserved. There was no screaming, no shooting the decibel levels up, scaring all the people watching at home on YouTube. But PSG will. There's always a moment where they will lapse in concentration. They can lose their heads. I am not getting ahead of myself. Oh, City.
Oh my goodness me! This time it's Nico O'Reilly who gets him down the left-hand side, and once again, it's another dangerous ball, this time maybe a little bit too close to the goalkeeper. And City are all over Real Madrid in these opening 12 minutes, Lee, aren't they? But once again, how many times have we seen Doku on a couple of occasions, and this time Nico O'Reilly get themselves into so much space down the left-hand side?
Yeah, that little draw. We spoke about it off air, didn't we? Trent playing it right back, and
yeah, you can see what City are trying to do, can't you?
I'm not trying to pin it all on him, but you can see what they're doing. Is you can say, look, if anyone knows Trent, it's Pep. He knows how to play against him. They Manchester City.
Pep Linders, you mean, or Pep Guardiola? Pep Linders knows him very well.
Yes, he very much does. But they're getting a bit of joy down there. But City look really, really dangerous on the counter. They really look dangerous tonight. So, I'll be surprised if City don't open the scoring at some point here.
Yeah, Man City not sitting back. They're giving Real Madrid a couple of really nervous, anxious moments. Chelsea in here. Gusto's got the ball to Enzo Fernandez outside the box. Cole Palmer was on there on the right side as well. He has so much space there, Palmer.
Like Enzo Fernandez had a decent season. A lot of his goals have come from the penalty spot, but he's not amazing from the edge of the box.
Look at Palmer, Quaker. Look at Palmer makes.
The ball was there. I don't know why Enzo shot. I don't know if I've seen many of his goals going from there. But good play from Palmer. And we've kind of settled down a little bit.
Do you like Palmer in the system, Louis? A little bit more out on the right-hand side, or do you like to see Palmer a little bit more central?
I like Palmer on the right because he gets a little bit more freedom. We saw what he could do there. Yeah, exactly. I think the fact that he could collect the ball out wide, sort of draw someone out, and it meant that Malo Gusto could overlap and really make a difference there. I think that's going to be really, really important for Chelsea. I prefer him in that role because I thought when he's in the middle, he gets swamped very, very quickly. So I like him there, and I think that it's only going to benefit Chelsea, hopefully, a bit more in this game, as well as for the rest of the season.
Can I just ask you, Chelsea fans, are you keeping one eye on Port Vale tonight at all?
I was just seeing the 1-0
Good
down.
scouting, Lee. Yeah, the 1-0 down at home to Bradford. Yeah, how can you draw, Lee? How can you draw Port Vale? I mean, you are lucky, aren't you?
Beautiful.
Honest.
Port Vale at home in a quarter-final of the FA Cup.
Again, struggle past Wrexham. You can tell that me and Quaker are on different ends of the spectrum when it comes to Chelsea.
But you might be right.
Oh, keeper made a good save there. Dembele has a powerful shot inside the box, left-hand side, and the goalkeeper pushes that, I think, onto the bar. As Doku's in again down the left-hand side. My goodness me. Literally, about 5 occasions, Jeremy Doku has got space in the box, left-hand side, and once again, that final ball, that final product I keep on talking about is in there. He's up against Trent, 1-on-1 with Trent. He goes past Trent, doesn't he? He goes on the inside, then he goes on the outside. My goodness me, Trent Alexander-Arnold is not enjoying himself in the opening couple of minutes. But, Lee, that was a decent effort there from Dembele, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I've not seen the replay whether that came off the bar, actually, but it was a fantastic effort. And like I said, I'm not sure if the keeper got a touch on it, but PSG have started this incredibly well, can I just say. And it's, reminiscent of what happened a year ago today. Sorry to bring that up. That 1-0 win at Anfield.
Yeah, I remember it, pal.
A year ago today.
Yeah, I remember. Was it a year ago today?
A year ago today, 11th of March.
Oh, goodness me. That was bizarre, wasn't it? That first leg, wasn't it? When we won 1-0, which was a smash and grab, wasn't it? Harvey Elliott, remember him? What was he doing?
Unbelievable save.
Oh, it's off the post.
Unbelievable save onto the
pushed that onto the bar, Quaker, yeah? Jorgensen.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Coventry City have won their last 5 games. They start the day 5 clear of Borough, and most importantly 6 clear of Millwall, and they are 1-0 up at home to Preston. Sakamoto after 17 minutes giving Coventry the lead. I'm guessing you boys have got one eye on Coventry. Pretty happy to see your old boy Frank Lampard doing well, lads.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Got to watch Coventry versus Borough.
Oh, you were on the Monday night game?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Do they look like a Premier League team to you?
Do you know what? That was the game to kind of get them back into form. Borough are flying then. Borough are the most informed team in the division. Coventry were kind of on the slide. The fans were a little bit nervous, but they got a huge result. You saw how much Frank loved it. after the game, geeing up the crowd, and I think they've got the belief back now. I think now they're on the final straight, on the home straight.
It was that game, wasn't it, Kwaku? Because they were in poor form, weren't they, Coventry?
They were.
Until then.
Start of the year. I think at one point it was something like, I remember I did the game at QPR and they lost at QPR, and I think it was something like 2 wins in 9.
Oh, Pedro Neto through.
Pedro Neto and
play it, back post. You.
Oh my goodness me, Quakey, what were you going to say? Pedro Neto has acres of space down the left-hand side. Maybe it's one of those, Quaku, where he has a little bit too much time. But as he goes down on goal, he's got 2 players at the back post. Should he have shot? Because he's got 2 p. He's got 2
p. He should
p.
have played it that a little bit earlier.
You reckon?
A little bit.
But he said like a Langer last night when he went through down the right-hand side across goal. Should have played it earlier. Does that almost sum up? Because you're not a big Pedro Neto fan, are you, Quaku?
No, I don't love him, but I don't think Garnacho would be better in that position either. So that's the price you pay when you bring in substandard wingers to your football club. But
again, can we just reinforce? £40 million spent on Alejandro Garnacho. How much was Antoine Semenyo?
Yeah,
not that much more.
I know.
62, something like that.
But it's the fact we let go of. I mean, he wasn't great. Jadon Sancho was available for 25 million, but we spent 40 million on Alejandro Garnacho, and then even more money on another winger. And then it's a bit like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, you want to have quality in depth, and the players that we're bringing in are substandard. We're getting people in from Brighton, and they're scouting for Brighton.
Is that ever going to change under this ownership model?
Absolutely not. I can't see it unless
Chelsea will never win the big trophies under this ownership model.
And I don't think they will, unless something completely drastically changes. For example, failure to continue to qualify for Champions League football, not going for any trophies of any substance for a serious period of time. That's when all the people that have invested through Clearlake are going to go, we've invested in a top tier product here. Where's the top tier product? And they're not going to get their money back. And lo and behold, that's when the problems start arising.
Oh, sorry. A big chance for Bernardo Silva has a shot from just outside the box. It just goes wide off the far right-hand post. Still Madrid 0, Man City 0, PSG 1, Chelsea 0. Big goal down at the bottom of the Championship. It is Oxford versus Blackburn. Oxford 23rd, Blackburn 20th. 4 points separating the two sides. Oxford have won their last 2 games and now lead Blackburn by a goal to 0. Jamie Donnelly scoring after 34 minutes. So with this victory, they will go above West Brom to 22nd and level on points with... Madrid are in! Madrid should score! They do score! Oh my goodness me. That is, Lee, completely against the run of play. And Valverde has given Madrid the lead. It has been 18 minutes of City dominance. He goes through, he rounds the goalkeeper. And Lee, you'd have to say that's harsh on Man City.
It's harsh on Manchester City, but these are the fine margins at this level, and we know better than anyone that Madrid know how to get the job done. They've lost all their big guns. They're without all their big gun players. When you're in that position, you need players like Valverde to step up. And he's done that with a beautiful, cool finish.
And how do they get there? They get there by a long ball from the goalkeeper. João Pedro's in for Chelsea here.
Oh, that's not bad.
Second ball.
PSG clear. The Real Madrid goal comes from a Thibaut Courtois long ball. It is an unbelievable diagonal ball. Nico O'Reilly, one of those. He's backtracking, looking at the ball, can't get there. Valverde beats him to it. Goalkeeper comes out, maybe doesn't cover himself in glory. He rounds the goalkeeper and puts the ball into the back of the net. But that pass from Courtois, I mean, he's a freak with his hands, isn't he, Lee?
Yeah.
And then that there, in terms of that long ball, I mean, that is world class, isn't it?
But we had a goalkeeper like that, Quaker. It was mental, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All those years ago.
What was he called?
It was called Thibaut Courtois, I think.
You should have kept him, bro, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Real Madrid 1, Man City 0. Valverde scoring the goal for them. Quaker, this has been a decent reply from Chelsea. Going to go down.
Mate, PSG are going to give us chances. It's where we take those chances. There's literally a single ball, especially when we invite PSG on. They get a bit confident. Their line rises, and then there's a single ball over the top, or whether it's through the lines. And Chelsea just needs to make sure they're clinical. I think João Pedro maybe got caught in 2 minds there.
Yeah.
The finish wasn't amazing, but I do expect us to get chances in this game.
Win that.
That's whether we can take them, but.
I think João Pedro should do better there, Quaker.
Yeah, he should.
For a player in the form that he's in, I can't believe he's either got to whip it in with his left foot or shift that onto his right foot quicker and get that shot away. I think you're right. He was caught in two minds, and in the end, he did. We did nothing really, did he?
Yeah. No, again, we're only 20 minutes into these games, but for all the talk about English dominance, an English team hasn't won their first leg so far in the Champions League this season.
Yeah, I felt this
It was you doing the English dominance, by the way, wasn't it?
I think we spoke about this before the last night of the Champions League. Just getting carried away. I don't getting carried away with the 6 teams going through. Everybody had different schedules now. In this, some people have got harder schedules than others. This is now where you'll realise, who the best are, who the teams that are in contention for this, not off the league phase.
Yeah, no, I agree. But
that's a lovely ball. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. The thing is, there is space, Louis. There's space. I don't necessarily fear this PSG team. I don't know what it is. There's not like a fear factor there that.
Exactly. We're 1-0 down, mate. Let's not. I mean,
I know. I can't explain what it is, but there seems to be a little bit of soft centre, and if Chelsea can just get the final ball right, there's no reason why we can't.
I think Quaker's right there in that respect, isn't it? PSG have clearly got very good attacking players, but Chelsea have had 2 or 3 moments where they have got in down the flanks. So we give them a little bit of that. If that final ball's a touch better, Chelsea could definitely be level here, Louis.
We absolutely could.
Why don't you try and cheer up, mate?
Look, we absolutely could be, but
look at this ball. Cole Palmer now down the right side. He's got João Pedro making a run. What can Palmer do here? Is he going to cut in on his left foot? He is to Fernandes.
No, nothing.
It's poor Quaker.
Overcooking it again.
Nothing. But the thing is, got the ball.
He's going to overcook it.
Yeah, no, he's done that.
There's one thing I would say about Cole Palmer this season. I don't know.
That's not a bad ball. Cucurella's got space for inside the box now. Back post. João Pedro. It's a poor header. And down to the goalkeeper.
The one thing I think with Cole Palmer this season, I don't know if you agree, Quaker. I think he's overdoing things a little bit, and I don't know if that's frustration or it's maybe overconfidence or something. But there's things where the Cole Palmer we would have seen under Pochettino, maybe Cole Palmer last season, there'd be a moment of magic or some quick sort of. He wouldn't be thinking. You'd just be getting the job done.
Yeah.
Whereas now it kind of very much seems that he wants to do a little bit too much. He wants to get the balls into positions. I think, look, that's a great example here. Chelsea get in there slowly but surely. I think we'll get a goal tonight, but it's just going to be a little bit of a slog, I think.
Yeah, I agree with Cole Palmer. It's like cut in, the cut out, and he's thinking, and he's not playing the ball, and then somebody plays the ball, and it's not the right ball. Just a lot of thinking. Whereas Cole Palmer is very best under Poch a couple of years ago. Instinctive.
Yeah, but the best I thought of Palmer was when he would almost kind of drop next to centre back, get the ball, just look up, play a first time ball before you knew it. Nicholas Jackson, whoever was 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Yeah. He'd drop a little bit deep and be able to play those first time balls forward to whoever it was. That's where I thought Palmer was at his best. That's why I liked him in that 10 role, Luke. I thought he had a bit more freedom to kind of maybe roam around the whole pitch.
Yeah, he's not at his best. It's clear to see. He still gives you numbers, Cole Palmer, because that's just what he does.
Yeah,
get this clear, boys.
Right.
Yeah. But the biggest issue I've got in this team.
Get rid of it. Don't mess about. Get rid of it. Oh my God.
He's not getting rid of it, is he, Gusto? Here, he should do.
I don't know why he just didn't.
In the end, I think he
do. Thank you.
That was a.
That won't do. That was awful. Oh my God!
But I don't hate the idea. The thing is,
the right idea. The execution was poor, wasn't it?
With the Chelsea team, you could argue if you look at starting 11, you could say that you've got 1, 2, 3 players. When Esteval plays, maybe 4 players that want to play in the number 10 position or like to drift in central, and so it makes it a little bit congested. And for me, the biggest issue for oh my goodness,
what happened there, Lee?
I tell you what, Badly Barcola is on fire. He's picked up the ball on left side. He's just cut inside.
You said he couldn't shoot. What are you talking?
He also said he'd been working on his shooting. I'll tell you something. Right, he's
keeper saves that, by the way. It's a really good save by the keeper,
well, isn't it? He's a save as well.
That's 2 big saves he's made now.
Yeah. That is a great shot. I'll wait for this corner to go just to make my point. We can't concede a goal now. That'll be a disaster.
They're toying him.
2-0, funny old score, eh? Let's just.
That from Dembele.
That's awful. I thought he won the Ballon d'Or.
Not the best cross I've seen in a long time. Go on, Louis.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's. We've just got to really get some control on this game. This is. What I've seemed to have noticed is when we do clear it, we can't seem to get that final ball straight off the clearance. It falls to an Enzo Fernandez, a Cole Palmer, and then we're trying to hit in transition, which is where I think we're at our strongest. But that final ball just isn't there. It's baffling because this is the biggest problem with Chelsea this season is they're so inconsistent. You look at the Aston Villa game, absolutely spectacular, taking advantage of such a high line. And look, PSG's line isn't exactly low; it's very high up the pitch.
It's a high line.
Well.
Yeah.
You know, it's a case of Chelsea a couple of weeks ago, we're taking advantage of that. But then there's the Wrexham game, then there's the Leeds game, then there's the Burnley game. But then we play really well against you guys, Stamford Bridge. We batter Barcelona. It's like this team just... There's no consistency. There's no rhyme or reason to how they do things. And I think that is the biggest problem with Chelsea and will be for a while unless they figure it out and maybe sign someone who's older than 25 years of age who's actually decent.
Yeah, that would help, wouldn't it? So we're halfway through then the first half of our games tonight in the Champions League and the Championship.
Go on.
Cole Palmer, outside the box, he comes into the
thinking!
Literally.
Good defending, though, to be fair. And PSG win the ball back. And there is a second goal in Spain. And Real Madrid have got a second goal at home to Man City. And it's another goal for Valverde. Real Madrid 2, Man City 0. And chance here.
Should score. Bang it.
Oh, he scores! Yes! Yes!
Gusto as well. We love that.
Come on.
Oh,
yes, that was coming.
I think it was coming. Yeah, it was coming, definitely.
Madrid 2, City 0, but Chelsea, good limbs in that away end. Chelsea are level against PSG, and it's Malo Gusto, the goal scorer. Lovely ball picked out on the right-hand side. Moises Caicedo has the ball. He works it infield to Enzo Fernandez. Gusto has got so much space. Fernandez picks him out, and then Gusto's shot probably should have been saved, but that, Louis, is the perfect response.
Well, this is it. What I was talking about was that final ball, and Enzo Fernandez not quite finding the right people. That ball there was absolutely spectacular. And the fact that Malo Gusto was so high at the pitch, just what we were talking about earlier, Cole Palmer floating in, Malo Gusto getting high at the pitch, making a difference. Great for him. Great to be in that area. And great that Chelsea have equalised, and I won't moan.
Lee, how much space is Gusto allowing? He's almost got the side of the right-hand side to himself. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you just alluded to just before the goal, actually, some good defending from Nuno Mendes. That was half the problem. He was over on the right side, so he was completely out of position. He's done that a couple of times tonight. He left him in acres of space, and ultimately he's tucked it away. And yeah, there you go. What can you say? It's 1-1, and I think it was coming.
Second of a Chelsea goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is second of a Chelsea goal.
I think that's fair. I think Chelsea have been decent value here in this open 28 minutes. Yeah, goalkeeper should save it, Lee, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best connection, but ultimately it's gone in and. You know, it is what it is, but I don't have high expectations of Matvei Sasfanov anyway. He's not a Donnarumma, so you know we
who is that, right?
Yeah, we're downgraded ultimately, and that's the price that you pay at this level in these big games.
So plenty happening then in the Champions League. Real Madrid are leading Man City, by the way, by 2 goals. No confirmation that Federico Valverde did score the second goal for Real Madrid. He's got 2 this evening. Chelsea level away at PSG, and I tell you what, once again, João Pedro comes forward here. Pedro Neto now has got the ball down the left-hand side. There is so much space here, Kwaku, for Chelsea. That is poor from Neto, by the way.
That's poor from Neto, that.
So, honestly, obviously we have to take our chances and the final ball has to be better. But PSG will not change the way they're playing. There's so much space.
Why did he just lash? See, this is the other thing, Chelsea. That was silly there, that challenge. That was ridiculous. Just absolutely went and cleaned him out for no reason. He wasn't going anywhere. And it's Enzo Fernandez again with a silly challenge. And he's going to argue with the referee again. It's consistent. It's the other day when he clapped at Aston Villa. It was like, he was clapping a good decision. No, you don't clap by the ref. You get taught about that as a kid.
And you should know better. He's on a yellow card and he'll miss the second leg.
Yeah, this is the problem. This is the problem with Chelsea. I mean, look, it's great to have passion.
How do you stop that, though? How do you, you can't, the manager has to field the questions asking the player. I was feeling a bit sorry for them. I'm not really sure what could the manager do?
They
drop him?
They need to fill the wrath of the manager. Because look, I said at the beginning of the show,
Arsenal know the rules, Quaku.
But Arsenal had an ill discipline.
You see, still Enzo Fernandez needs the manager to shout at him, not to shout at the referee.
Publicly, the manager comes out and defends the players and says this and that, says that. Behind closed doors, they need to be read the riot act and say if you pick up a silly booking, it's a fine. And there's been talks about that at Chelsea anyway, in terms of there's been too many red cards and then maybe subsequent suspensions, or not suspensions, but fines for picking up silly bookings and silly red cards.
That was ridiculous.
It's stupid.
Where he was facing away from goal, he was facing the managers and going,
goodness me.
Where?
So Jorgensen played the ball into Reece James, which I thought was going to be intercepted. To be fair to Reece James, he did well to work out to Mark Cucurella, Louis.
Let it bounce. Let it bounce and go.
Don't foul him, don't foul him, don't foul him, don't foul him, don't foul him.
Don't foul.
Hold it. Hold him there.
And Chelsea win the ball back.
Well done.
Neto's got the ball now for Chelsea down the left-hand side, and Chelsea going to win the throw. Have you got a long throw specialist in the 11 or not? Is that not no?
Can we just hire Liam Delap's dad? I think we should start doing that and get Rory back in the game.
The Bodo Glimt fairy tale is continuing. They are leading Sporting by a goal to nil. Bodo Glimt 1, Sporting 0. I mean, Louis, that has been a story that no matter who you support, it's put a smile on everybody's face, hasn't it?
You've got to love it. I mean, that City game in itself, where they just absolutely tore them apart, and then did it again against Inter Milan. You know, it's great to see. And who do they get in the next round? If it's
Arsenal.
Is Arsenal
Or Leverkusen? Yeah.
Right. Okay. Just here, we're all Bodo Glimt, right? Just checking. I just want to make sure that's the case.
But Sam rightly pointed out,
Thank you.
Chelsea draw in Port Vale in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Arsenal drawing the team with a forward slash in their name in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I mean, give me strength. Like, that is a touch and a half for Arsenal if they do make it through the round of 16.
Bodo Glimt are on a 4-game winning streak. It'd be 5 at the moment. In the 21st century, only 4 teams from outside of Europe's Big 5 leagues have won 5 consecutive games in the competition, which is quite remarkable. Ajax, Porto, Zenit St. Petersburg and Shakhtar Donetsk, they are timing their run to perfection, aren't they? They had to win their last 2 games to get out of into the top 24. Then they beat Inter Milan, and now they're leading Sporting by a goal to nil. So it's Bodo Glimt 1, Sporting 0, PSG 1, Chelsea 1. Chelsea playing really well here, I think, in Paris. Madrid 2, City 0. Another big goal down at the bottom of the Championship. West Brom are leading Southampton by a goal to nil. Coventry have doubled their lead at home to Preston. Brandon Thomas Asante scoring there. Coventry 2, Preston 0. They're set to extend their lead at the top of the table. We've got 30 minutes to go until half-time in our Champions League games. Lee, what would you like to see from PSG towards the end of this first half?
Yeah, just a little bit of calm. They're just a little bit shaky at the moment. They're a bit shook up by that Chelsea equaliser. They know the threat's there, but just to kind of get a foothold on the game again, because Chelsea really wrestled back control of it with that equaliser. Look, this could go either way. Both teams have showed they've got the lot of danger on both sides. Oh, ball coming in there, but yeah, it's this is really kind of on a knife edge at the moment. And, it's a really intriguing one. I mean, I think PSG would be happy going in at 1-1, with the way it's gone. Like I say, Chelsea have really showed their threat and really, to be honest, on the balance of play, maybe should have been in front with the chances that they've had. But, it's nicely poised, I think, this going into half-time. But who knows, we might just have a little twist before we reach the interval.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it, boys, when you have this conversation into the microphone on air, so we can all hear what we're whispering to each other. No, it's better be good, Louis.
We're just making some tactical observations.
I would love to hear these tactical observations.
Lee was in the middle of talking. We don't want to interrupt him. We just kind of make sure we're on the same page.
No, go on then.
11 men behind the ball, just making an observation.
So this isn't the Sun Tactics show. We'll appear This is talkSPORT Goals, pal. You're not on your ITV Championship show at the moment, mate.
Leave off. I am keeping an eye on the Championship results. Good result for the Coventry so far.
What could Preston do better though at Coventry?
I've not been watching the game.
Louis, what are the observations you made? I'm poking fun.
It's the 11 men behind the ball. I'm intrigued as to why, with the shape they've got. I get that PSG are very high at the pitch, but I mean, João Pedro, I thought maybe could be a little bit further up, maybe pressing. I think Chelsea are quite compressed here, and I do worry that could maybe be more of an issue than a benefit, given Chelsea's defensive woes this season for me. Especially right now, I'm surprised that no one's triggering a press to sort of try and get this ball back, and they're just kind of holding their shape. It's maybe not. It's not what I'd be doing anyway if I was in their position, to be honest.
Man City got a free kick away at Madrid. Semenyo does well, puts a good ball into the box, is flicked on. It comes out to Doku on the left-hand side now, up against Trent. He's had some decent success in the opening half an hour. Doku, though, comes back in field. It comes out to Ruben Diaz. Real Madrid 2, Man City 0. City got Madrid pretty much panned in their own half here. Doku once again goes on the outside of Trent, and he has got a lot of bodies around him. Looks like Madrid have got this attack under control for the time being. As PSG come forward here, been a little bit sloppy league from PSG in possession.
This has been a theme in recent weeks, actually, especially in attacking areas. It just seems to run out of ideas when it got on the edge of the box. And same thing again. The final ball's not been there, or movement's not been there. It's been quite frustrating for a while now, and. With the exception of Barcola, who's actually looked quite dangerous, I think Dembele's been quite disappointing, as has Doué.
I guess Kvaratskhelia is a pretty good option off the bench, isn't he?
He is, and he comes to life on Champions League nights. I was quite surprised he didn't start, to be honest with you. So there is still that option to come off the bench, of course.
What do you boys make of Liam Delap, Louis? Do you think he's a work in progress, or do you maybe just think... I think that size says it all, right?
I see. I'm a big Liam Delap fan. I think there's a player in there. Whether or not it's in a Chelsea shirt, I think is a different conversation. I think
What shirt would it be in then?
Well, I mean, Everton seems to be pretty keen on him. So, I mean, it might end up being there. But look, for me, I think, look, he's a very young striker who, again, probably needed support around him. And needs a good run of games. And unfortunately, in this Chelsea team, he's come and João Pedro has kind of just absolutely taken that role on. So, realistically, I don't think it's going to happen at Chelsea. I think there's a player that can make a difference. That's great ball. Well, you've got to do something with that now, lads. Come on.
Keeper's done well.
Yeah, keeper. I thought the keeper was going to be a touch slow to that. It was a long ball forward. Neto had so much space to run into, but to be fair to the goalkeeper, he did come read it well and managed to clear. But it feels it's a little bit like the Galatasaray-Liverpool game yesterday, Quakey. This first half in particular, it's like a basketball game. So end to end.
Yeah, it's a weird pace of the game, especially in modern football where we're used to kind of it being a bit more tactical. So much space, seems like one single ball can cut out everybody. And maybe I agree in terms of the 11 men behind the ball for that period of time was a bit strange, but maybe we kind of needed that solidity to slow down the game a little bit. But yes, it is. It is a weird game, but PSG will allow you space. Remember the Newcastle game, the final league? Newcastle had so many opportunities on the counter-attack. It was just so open. So, I think this is the way PSG play. As somebody who's not watched them week in, week out, I do get the sense that they give you chances.
How big of an advantage, Lee, is it that PSG haven't got to play this weekend? I mean, does that bother you, or is it we're kind of used to it now that these things happen, doesn't it?
I mean, it does.
Abroad
it bothers me a little bit, yeah.
It does.
Because, I mean, you put in the opposite situation. If Chelsea went, hello, could we postpone our game against Newcastle?
Yeah.
Richard Masters going to go, no, so it's just not going to happen. So it's like, I mean, I do think that realistically, I think it's a little bit... The problem is, right, with the French league and the way people look at it who don't watch it frequently will consider it, quote-unquote, farmers league, right? And Lee, I mean, no disrespect by that. It's just how people are viewing it, right? And then that happens.
Those that are not really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fans,
well. Yeah. Where they in that, obviously, they talk about the situation, say, well, look, PSG win it every year, is what it is. That's how people who just are very blasé about it will look at it, right? And then PSG basically getting a bye is a situation where I think people will look at that and go, well, that's a bit of a farce, really. But as you pointed out, Lee, when we were discussing it in the green room, it's not always like that, and it's happened with other teams in France as well. So
I mean, I expect Lyon top the Europa League group, Strasbourg top the Conference League group. They will have that same opportunity in the latter stages as well. It's been happening for some time now. Exactly. But one thing I will say is that it's never actually benefited.
Palmer should score for Chelsea.
He's got to score. He's got to score.
They're working down the right-hand side. And they're in. Dembele's in, Lee.
Keep it cool. Keep it cool.
Reece James is coming across.
No, play
made a mistake there.
Oh, what a goal!
Yes!
That is the harsh, brutal reality of Champions League football, where Cole Palmer, 10 seconds earlier, should put Chelsea ahead with an effort from a Reece James cross. Dembele goes forward, and Lee, the composure, the quality. You thought he's going inside. He goes on his right foot. It's a lovely finish, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. He's kept his composure, and there's a reason why he's a Ballon d'Or. He's the reigning Ballon d'Or holder. Yes, he's missed a lot of this season, but he's one thing he has done. He's worked on his finishing since he left Barcelona. I thought he was going to play it in there to Hakimi. He didn't. He was confident. He just took it on the other side there of Wesley Fofana. Took him out.
He said Fofana to the shot.
I was going to say, should Fofana do a little bit better to try and stop the shot?
Gets a leg on it, doesn't he? He gets a leg on it.
I don't know. I think it's just... I just think...
the difficulty with Dembele, though, is that he is truly both-footed.
You
don't know which way he's going.
Yeah.
It's so hard to defend it.
Yeah, I mean, literally there, you spoke about one pass and you're all of a sudden through. Chelsea have a chance to score. One pass, 10 seconds later, you're 2-1 down.
Yeah, and if you think about the Club World Cup final, these are the two men highlighted, Cole Palmer and Ousmane Dembele, in terms of the two superstars for their sides. Obviously, Cole Palmer came out on top in that final. We're looking at a Cole Palmer that's not in form. Cole Palmer maybe a year ago, 18 months ago, finishes that. He doesn't. They're through on the counter-attack. Chelsea leave space. That same ball, again, it's a bit different to the Wrexham game, but we saw it in the Wrexham game. That ball from Callum Doyle straight over the top. It beats Tosin. It beats who's the other centre back against Rex?
Badiashile.
And they score a goal. This is a different circumstance, but again, one ball over the top and we're exposed, and that's the problem with Chelsea. Defensively, we're very, very frail.
Louis, what do you make of that goal?
Yeah, I mean, it's one, like Craig said, it's one ball straight through, and Chelsea were just completely left open. Centre halves, goalkeeper isolated. I mean, just it's a story of Chelsea season, and it's just such a simple ball which I don't think should really be available, to be honest with you. But, you know, c'est la vie. Here's where we are.
Nice one. Can I just say, this game is going exactly the way I think deep down many of us would expect it to go. I think these are probably, out of all of the 8 round of 16 ties, this is probably the most evenly matched tie out of all of them. This could go either way, couldn't it? And I think it's going to be like this through the rest, certainly for the second half, and next week at Stamford Bridge. I think it really could go down to, you know, I don't think any team's going to run away with this tie.
No.
And I think this one makes
Oh, my goodness me!
3-0.
Valverde had
Valverde!
Wow.
You just said no one's going to run away with it. Madrid are 3-0 up against Man City. Again, we're watching 2 games at the same time. It feels like in between Real Madrid goals, City are dominating play, dominating possession, but every time Real Madrid go forward, they seem to score. That's a Valverde hat-trick, and this is an outstanding finish. Kwaku, my goodness me, I don't think many people saw this coming, did they?
No, not at all. When we talk about even matchups, I think all the 3 games tonight were kind of even matchups, but Real Madrid are doing what vintage Real Madrid do.
Wow! What a finish.
Oh, that's beautiful.
The ball just gets flicked up to Valverde, whose first touch takes it past Guehi. It's sumptuous. And then it's a volley into the back of the net. I mean, Louis, that's some way to get to your hat-trick in the Champions League game, isn't it?
I mean, that is amazing. I mean, Federico Valverde is the embodiment of Real Madrid at this current time, isn't he? And to be honest, I mean, look, the fact we wrote Real Madrid off, and it's Real Madrid. We were talking about teams knowing how to get the job done. They've done it more than anybody else, and they're showing their class tonight.
This is a guy who had to apologise to the fans for his form earlier in the season.
Really?
He came out. Yeah, he came out. He did this kind of open letter to the fans saying, look, I'm aware my form's not where it should be for this club. He's just been fantastic. Scored the winner on Friday night at Celta Vigo in the last minute. Hat-trick tonight. This is what you need. When your big players are out, the ones that you've got available have to step up.
Yeah.
This is what he's doing. He's been a captain tonight. He's stepped up. He's been absolutely fabulous. And by the way, his second goal, which Vinny Jr. laid on for him, it was in the melee when Chelsea had equalised, actually. So we kind of missed it to a point. The quality of that finish is, well, fabulous. You won't see a better hat-trick than that for a while, I'll tell you. Brilliant.
Lee, we mentioned there that a lot of people maybe in this country, and if it's English arrogance, sort of, you know, maybe wrote off Real Madrid, we touched on maybe not looking like the strongest Real Madrid team on paper. Are we wrong to do that? Do you still think this is a Madrid team that, well, clearly have got enough quality, haven't they? Because at the moment, hammering Man City 3-0.
You can win the Champions League on moments, on big moments. They've done it before. Remember when Benzema scored? He knocked PSG out, then knocked Man City out. He won the Ballon d'Or.
Not Chelsea out.
Not Chelsea out, exactly. You can win it on key moments. Real Madrid have done it before. They can do it again. But ultimately, what they're showing here again, and we spoke about Saka earlier, but Real Madrid are doing this without their talismanic striker. They're doing this without Kylian Mbappe. 3-0 up. And he's recovering from injury. So,
yeah, they're 3-0 up. Bodo Glimt are now 2-0 up. Bodo Glimt 2, Sporting 0. And one
pre-season form, isn't it? That's amazing. It's the fact they're in pre-season and they're doing this. It's amazing.
Everything about the story is freakishly scary, isn't it?
It's insane. It's insane. And when Spurs just about nicked a draw there earlier this season, we kind of laughed at Spurs. Obviously, there's been multiple reasons to laugh at Spurs. But Bodo Glimt are a serious outfit. They're a serious outfit, and nobody wants to go there.
But surely against City they can play. Surely against Inter, they're not just a plucky underdog team.
They won at Atletico Madrid as well. People forget that in the league fight. They won away at Atletico Madrid.
Yeah. I saw someone say that they're the best underdog team going because on paper, with the money they spend, they're an underdog. But in terms of the way they play football, they don't play like an underdog team, do they? They got seriously really good ball players in that team.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a talented player. The problem they're going to have is, unfortunately, this great fairy tale will come at a cost because there's going to be teams now that are going to be looking to pick off some of their players. And ultimately, that's the sad part of it.
Chance for Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez. Why did he make a better run, Neto? He almost stopped there.
That was rubbish. That was utterly rubbish. That was absolutely.
That was a bizarre because Enzo Fernandez had the ball, walking towards the edge of the box, and if you look at Pedro Neto, Quaker, he almost just doesn't follow Enzo Fernandez. He almost just stays back, which was bizarre.
That was pathetic in the final third. Like, didn't look like we were going to score. There was no rubbish. Not good enough. That's not good enough. And I think it's been the first half that's not been.
What the hell was that?
Not been a bad first half from Chelsea.
I tell you what, he's blown the half-time whistle, and I think Cole Palmer's not happy with that because he was in a decent position there to possibly try and make an impact in the final third. So we got half-time then in our 2 games involving the English sides, and so far not going too well. Certainly not for Man City, who find themselves 3-0 down away at Real Madrid. A Federico Valverde hat-trick, and it was some hat-trick, as Lee rightly mentioned. Chelsea are 2-1 down at PSG, and the Bodo Glimt fairy tale, as things stand, is going along pretty nicely in the last 16. They're 2 up at home to Sporting earlier on, but Arsenal drew 1-1 away at by Leverkusen in the Championship. Top of the table, Coventry are leading Preston by 2-0. Down at the bottom of the Championship table, 2 teams in trouble going into today's games. West Brom 22nd, Oxford 23rd, so both in the bottom 3 are both winning. West Brom at home to Southampton 1-0, Oxford 1, Blackburn 0. Elsewhere, Sheffield United 1 up at Norwich, Borough 0, Charlton 0. Middlesbrough start the evening just 1 clear of third place Millwall, who are in a really good run of form. I think it's time, guys, to take a couple of minutes, and then when we come back, we'll take a look back at what's happened in the first half of our games tonight in the Champions League.
So to me, the manager, when you look at him and the way that they're reacting to him as a manager, is everything that I need to know that this guy is absolutely out of his depth and he's got to get out of that football club.
Yeah.
Because if they stick with this guy, we are gone. This club is gone. Yeah. And then at the end of the season...
Who knows? But hold on a second.
At the end of the season...
So you change a manager and your fortune's going to change?
No, I'm not saying they're going to change, but it can't get any worse. No, it can't get any worse than this match.
Through the second half today.
Jay, shut up!
Honestly, you don't know what you want.
Stop going on about the second half. You can't keep going on about it. Like, seriously, mate. Seriously, shut up. You can't keep talking about the second half. Oh, we drew the second half, mate. Honestly, I'm trying not to swear. Like, you can't keep saying that, mate. You can't keep saying that. You're a professional pundit. You can't keep saying that.
You did draw the second half.
Mate, I'm trying to be professional here. I'm not going to. I'm going to swear. I'm going to swear. Go to a break.
You've done it again, haven't you? You've done it again. You've walked. Jay? He's walked out again. I mean, factually, they drew the second half.
Hello and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals. talkSPORT Goals is brought to you by Final One Standing New from William Hill 18+. Gamble who had a dog. It is terms and conditions apply. Sam Ellard, Quakey Rafari, Louis Beneventi and Lee Daving taking you through a busy night of Champions League football. Earlier on we saw Arsenal go to by Leverkusen, score a late penalty to draw 1-1. The Bodo Glimt fairy tale in the Champions League is continuing this evening. They are 2-0 up at home to Sporting. Bodo Glimt have won both of their previous 2 games against Portuguese sides in European competition, and they have 4 wins in a row in the Champions League. PSG 2, Chelsea 1. PSG took the lead, Chelsea got back on level terms, and then PSG scored just before half-time since losing 2-1 to Paris Saint-Germain in March 2016. Chelsea have won all 6 of their Champions League games against French clubs. They need to turn it around this evening, and Man City, I don't think I played that badly this evening at Real Madrid, but the scoreline suggests otherwise. They are losing by 3-0. Federico Valverde scoring all 3 goals for Real Madrid. And City have got a lot of work to do. Quaker, what did you make of Chelsea's first half performance?
Yeah, it was up and down. I think it's emblematic of our season so far. We showed some good spells, but ultimately immaturity and a lack of defensive analysis cost us, and we conceded 2 goals against PSG. I still think there's chances for us. I don't think we lose this game. My optimism in terms of us winning this game is maybe diminished a little bit, but we were in a precarious position against Napoli and we managed to turn things around. And so PSG, it's not the same PSG side last season. I saw PSG against Liverpool and I said, wow, that's a serious outfit last year in the Champions League, and then a knockout that's ramped up. And
in the final they win it in style.
This is not the same side. This side has got a lot worse.
And we've seen, Louis, lots of examples in that first half of Chelsea in possession, finding lots of space, in particular, you think Neto down the left-hand side on a couple of occasions. So there's space there for Chelsea to exploit. And again, it comes back to a little bit like Newcastle last night against Barcelona. Just need that quality, don't you, in that final third?
Yeah, I think Chelsea's been very wasteful in the final third. There's been overthinking. There's been, I think, almost a bit of timidness from them sort of trying to really sort of take people on. The quality is severely lacking for me. I think Chelsea, if they'd taken people on, I look at that Pedro Neto chance right at the end, obviously Cole Palmer and other situations where they've managed to overlap and get in behind PSG, a better side scoring two out of those opportunities, I think. And, you know, it's just really disappointing to see Chelsea not really taking advantage of that. It's very frustrating to watch every single week.
From a PSG point of view, Lee, I mean, you said it, didn't you, at the top of the show? You're not quite sure what to expect from PSG. I say from an offensive point of view, looking dangerous going forward, but again, maybe not controlling the game like you like?
Yeah, that midfield is it's been a problem this season. It was the heartbeat of the team last year, and that's where they were winning games, particularly against Premier League teams. Unfortunately, this season they've just got that zip, that energy. That they're really lacking that, particularly through Vitinha, sadly, who was who's just not been that same player this year. Look, they've looked better going forward than they have in recent weeks, and obviously they've took their chances because, Chelsea have been quite wasteful, as the boys have said earlier. PSG have been extremely wasteful in recent weeks, but they've took their chances really well tonight. The problem I have is those 2 fullbacks bombing forward, your Hakimi's and your Nuno Mendes. Unfortunately, right, that Nuno Mendes being out of position is what led to Chelsea's equaliser, and that's just the way PSG play. Their fullbacks are so key to the way they play, and I could just see Chelsea in that second half exploiting that and finding those spaces again.
Elsewhere tonight, Lee, we've seen a quite ridiculous hat-trick from Valverde. All 3 goals are really, really good. The first one, he makes a good run, takes around the goalkeeper and scores. Second one, left foot to finish from a tight angle. And then the third one there, he gets a sort of a flicked ball into the box. His first touch taken past Guehi is remarkable. I think possibly Guehi maybe doesn't cover himself in glory the way he kind of almost jumps in. But still, the touch is pretty special from Valverde. And the finish is great. I mean, that is an all-time great Champions League hat-trick, isn't it, in the space of 20 minutes?
It's just fantastic. I mean, cometh the hour, cometh the man. He's stepped up tonight in the absence of so many of their stars, so many of their match winners, and he's just delivered. I mean, that hat-trick is as good as you're going to see anywhere. And anybody who's not seen it, I urge you to go and check out the highlights after this. It was absolutely...
After the show.
After this, yeah. God, yeah. Not till half 10, something like that. This has been absolutely fantastic. Hold on.
Are you writing a book?
Hold on. Is this a bit of Ruben Amorim?
Yeah. Are you writing a book there, bro?
I'm just thinking. I'm trying to think out loud, trying to figure something out.
You know what we'll do? We'll take one break, and then when we come back, you can. Well, I'm fascinated to see what wonderful tactical master plan you've got lined up for the second half.
I've got no tactical master plan. I'm trying to figure out.
You've been grafting hard there, haven't you, on your piece of paper? Lots of work to do in the second half then for the two English sides in action. Arsenal drew early away at Bayer Leverkusen. Chelsea 2-1 down at PSG. Man City 3 down away at Real Madrid. A Federico Valverde hat-trick. One more break on talkSPORT Goals. Then when we come back, we're taking you through what should be a busy second half of action.
Well, we're not going to ridicule and we're not going to persecute, so hopefully it won't be disgusting, Mr. Andrews. But what we will do is talk about the point of a Panenka. I do think it's very self-indulgent. The ultimately, right, the point of a penalty, the goal of a penalty, excuse the pun, is to put it into the back of the net, right? If you choose to do it in a flashy way, I do think that's a little bit self-indulgent, right? All the other penalties were fantastic. They're all out of reach from the keeper. Yep. They dived the right way. They're still not getting there. They were just brilliant. Do it that way. Like, what's the reason you're doing a Panenka? Like, ultimately, what's the reason you're doing it? And it is, A, to mug the goalkeeper off, and B, to look a little bit flash.
Yeah, listen, I was one. Look, I took many penalties in my career. I never did that because I just the risk doesn't outweigh the reward.
No,
because if I take a proper penalty and he saves it, okay, fair. I can listen. I've tried to score it.
Yeah.
But when you Panenka it and you do that, I don't think it's worth doing because ultimately the result is still the same. You score a goal. So,
that's right.
So why would you want to make a penalty more difficult for yourself? Like penalties are not easy as they are, but it's an opportunity. I know it was in a penalty shootout, but we've seen players do it in games. We've seen players do it in World Cup finals, man. Zidane.
Off the bar.
Off the bar, right? I just don't think it's worth the risk. Because I think you score a penalty, good, professional. But when you start doing Panenkas, you're making a situation. You've already got a goalkeeper there, right? It's already a penalty shootout, so there's already pressure. You're putting more pressure on yourself by doing that.
Good evening, it's talkSPORT Goals live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs. It's Sam Ellard, Kweki Wafari, Louis Beneventi and Lee Davey live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and also on your smart TVs this evening with you on a busy night of Champions League football. Earlier on this evening we saw Arsenal win a late and possibly controversial penalty. Noni Madueke winning it, Kai Havertz converting it, by Leverkusen 1, Arsenal 1. 3 half times at 8 o'clock. Bodo Glimt are leading once again, this time at home to Sporting 2-0. PSG 2, Chelsea 1. Chelsea, though, playing well in that first half. And Man City, who I don't think have played too badly away at Real Madrid, find themselves 3-0 down. A Federico Valverde hat-trick. City have got a lot of work to do in the next 45 minutes and possibly as well when they get back to the Etihad next week. In the Championship, top of the table Coventry are beating Preston by 2-0. West Brom and Oxford, who started 22nd and 23rd respectively, both winning at home. West Brom 1 Southampton 0, Oxford 1 Blackburn 0, and Blackburn also, by the way, in 20th on 39. So West Brom would move on to 39, Oxford would go to 38, So as things stand, it would be Portsmouth 40, Blackburn 39, Leicester 38, West Brom 39, and Oxford 38. So Kwaku, in terms of the teams going for those final 2 relegation places, you'll have 5 teams all within 2 points of each other. It's very, very tight, isn't it, down at the bottom?
No, it is. It is. The Championship this season is just so hard.
Always is there, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Apart from Wednesday right at the bottom, and
But they won't help, will they, by having a point deduction?
and Coventry possibly right at the top. It's so congested and so close. I was going to ask you though, Sam, are you a fan of the expanded playoffs?
So I was listening to the boys on talkSPORT talking about, oh, what a goal that is, by the way. Middlesbrough 0, Charlton 1. That's a big goal because Millwall are 1 point and 1 place behind Borough, and Millwall are on a really good run of form. Middlesbrough, imagine a top 2 of Millwall and Coventry. That would be something. So on the extended playoffs, most people seem to be quite happy with it because you like it.
I love it.
I just think, like, in terms of what you're about to tell me, I can't disagree because you're going to tell me it's there's more drama, more playoff drama, more teams can get to the top 8.
Yeah.
I just think 8 out of 24 being in the playoffs and or automatic places.
Yeah.
That's a third of the league. It feels like a lot of the league. And like the boys on talkSPORT today were looking at 18th place Norwich for argument's sake. Saying, well, they'd only be 6 points behind 8th place. And my gut was like, should you be 18th in the table with 8 games to go and only be 6 points off the playoff places? Like, I just feels like maybe you're rewarding too many teams, possibly.
Yeah, I understand that point of view, but I just love the fact that teams will have so much to fight for up until the end of the season, and there's no real middle ground, there's no real mid-table. You're either fighting relegation or you're fighting for promotion, and I like it, man. And the Championship, it's the opportunity to reach the land of milk and honey in the Premier League, and I just like
8th place right now is on 53 points. You can make an argument down to Norwich in 18th, who are 8 points off 8th place. That they with 10 games to go would have the chance of coming 8th place and getting into the playoffs.
And don't get twisted. Those teams that finish like 8th will be at a disadvantage. But the teams that finish 3rd and 4th will be at a disadvantage.
because they go straight through, wouldn't they, to the semis?
But there'll be one crazy year where a team sneaks in last minute,
of course.
and then they end up getting promoted, and that's the beauty of it.
If the system seems to work in the National League, actually, because they do it in the National League, and it seems to have come, the feedback from that is pretty good. Also happens in some of the in Liga and Ligue 2, the second tier of French football, German league as well. They have promotion, they have that, and a bit of promotion relegation playoffs and stuff like that as well. So the playoff system is very adapted all round. But the National League, like I say, it's pretty good.
It would to work. I'm not disagreeing with the point that you're making in terms of the extra drama, because it would be crazy. But yeah, no, fair enough.
You don't love it, Sam?
Oh my God. Oh, it could be 4-0 to Real Madrid. Donnarumma makes a really good save, and I thought if Vinny Jr. was going to just run in and have a tap in, but City managed to clear. I don't not like it, but I maybe don't love it as much as other people do. One thing I'll add on this, though, I think the Championship, League 1, League 2 and below should all have the same thing. Whatever that is, whether it's 2 up, 6 up, 8 up, none up. I don't like how some divisions, it's just 2 that go up and 2 that go down, and then 3 up and 3 down. I think that's really unfair on the team trying to get into League 1 where it's only 2 up, or in the conference or into League 2. I don't think that's a good rule.
Well, in League 2, I think 4 teams go up, so 3 go up automatically, and then 1 through the playoffs. But only 2 teams go down, and only 2 teams come up from the National League. I agree with you. It just seems a bit.
On your next EFL show, Quake, you should mention this.
Or on my next National League show. Depends on which one you.
He's a man of many talents, Lee. You know that.
Oh, he is. He very much.
I haven't been getting too many Premier League shows. Producer Jamie.
Speaking of, though, Jamie, when am I getting on Inside Chelsea? I've been waiting for a little while for that, mate.
Are you hosting Inside Chelsea now? Or is that just because Bazaglo's away in business?
Bazaglo's busy. She's in Paris right now covering this.
I know. If I was you, mate, I'd be like, she's either in or out. Do you know what I mean?
No, she's great though.
Oh my God! How's O'Reilly not scored? A corner gets whipped in. Courtois bizarrely makes a mistake, gets nowhere near it. Look at O'Reilly here. He's got an open goal, and the ball just almost bounces off him, and he goes out for a goal kick. Kwaku. Is it one of those where he doesn't almost expect it to go? Oh, is he not?
That's hard.
2 yards out. Yeah, I know.
Oh man!
If I'm going to, I don't think I should defend him here, but I think because he's probably expecting Courtois to collect it, he probably doesn't expect the ball to come to him. But that is a bad miss, by the way. A bad miss.
And a player that's shown great stuff this season.
Reinders has come on, by the way, for Savinho, so I think that's clearly just to shore up that midfield, isn't it, and try and Obviously, clearly City have got to score, but also they've got to make sure it doesn't get any worse here, right?
I'm not too sure on Savinho, man. No. I'd rather have Doku. Do you know what I mean? I think Savinho is just too hot and cold, and most of the time he's cold. I'm not having him.
Bit too cold for you.
Bit too cold for me, and not in a good way.
It was quite hot today, though, wasn't it? Leaving my flat this morning.
Yeah.
By the way, today is the first day in, well, probably since last summer where I haven't worn the puffer jacket.
Yeah.
Might regret it leaving tonight. Hadn't thought that through. But on the way in, it was lovely, by the way.
Things are changing,
Had
mate.
the sunglasses on, it was lovely.
Sunglasses on?
Yeah, I did. A bit unnecessary, but I thought I would do. Because
It's never unnecessary to wear a pair of shades, mate.
You reckon?
Always stick them on.
You a shades kind of guy?
I am a shades guy.
Yeah, I thought you would be. I don't know why.
What about shades indoors? You having it or no?
Shades indoors?
Sometimes I do it.
What do you mean? Oh, when you're on that podcast, you do. Yeah, no, I think you're better than that, mate.
Dismissive of the
There's
podcast.
so much disdain in that,
Do you know what it is, Kwaku? It's jealousy, because I love you so much. I want you on this show every week.
Oh, okay.
And when I see you everywhere else other than this show, it makes me really upset.
Yeah, no,
but I'm proud of you, you know that. So it comes with love, doesn't it? But mate, take your sunglasses off, bro. You're a grown man.
Yeah, no, just think. You know what it is? It triggers people.
Yeah, I mean, when Max was taking the mick out of you on talkSPORT about it once.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
He's not having it.
But it's become your thing, hasn't it?
On the podcast, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Coventry are 3 up now at home to Preston, a Matt Graham's penalty, and they lead that game 3-0. Coventry 3, Preston 0. Louis, you've been scribbling away vigorously during the 15-minute half-time. Can you please tell us what you've written down? It's better be good, pal.
I don't know, mate, to be honest with you.
You can't read it?
No, I can't.
Go on, try.
Basically, it's maybe a little bit Wilfred Nancy, a little bit Ruben Amorim. I'm just trying to figure out the shape that Chelsea had going into this game. And
It's bloody useless, then.
That's it. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just useless. It's just a man alone with his thoughts trying to figure out and understand what he's talking about, and he's struggling.
Yeah, again, you want to be on Inside Chelsea, do you, pal? Yeah. Mate, Cundy's got one chair locked in, and the competition's stiff on that show. By the way, Louis,
It is. But no one brings the vibes that I bring.
Oh, really? All right, well,
Not having it.
stay humble, pal. Stay humble. Kwaku, what have you made of Chelsea's opening form?
Not bad. Cole Palmer's. He frustrates me in this current vein of form where he beats a man and he beats him again and he wants to beat him a third time. It's like there's no end action.
Pedro, that is all.
But yeah, no, it's not been a bad start. But we could easily go. It could go 2-2 or it could be 3-1 to PSG. Like it's one of those games where it's pretty open and it could go either way. I want to be inside Chelsea as well.
That's summarising anything that could happen.
Basically. So it could be 3-1, it could be 2-2, it could go either way. Yeah.
God, not impressed, are you?
Competition's not that stiff then, is it?
That's why Matisse sat at home rubbing his hands. Look at these two clowns trying to pretend they know what they're talking about. Honestly, I've got a better chance of being a panelist on the show over used to at the moment.
I was inside Liverpool game.
Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
You could do a Liverpool winning some games, not me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
tough.
It's like having the same conversation every week because you're kind of watching the same game, the same performance every week.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, I don't really have anything different to kind of say as what I said last week because it's the same problems, the same mistakes and stuff. It was interesting. I read a little bit of a piece that Ornstein did for The Athletic, and to dumb it down, it was basically the Liverpool hierarchy are fully backing on his lot.
Saw that, mate.
So kind of all the talk among Liverpool fans not wanting him, not having him, according to Ornstein, as things stand anyway. But perhaps the people at the hierarchy think differently to what I think and other Liverpool fans think.
I think you're a club that's steeped in history, and that history is a lot to do with your European pedigree. I think an early exit in the Champions League will definitely change sentiment to the point where if you go out to Galatasaray in round 16, I think it's almost impossible to come back. I think Liverpool fans are the most patient. They will never boo the manager.
Never get toxic. It'll
never get toxic, but it's now at the point where I think the most ardent Liverpool fans are like, you can go. Thank you for the title, but
yeah. Thanks for the memories.
Thanks for the memories.
I unfortunately, I don't like to call for him to be sacked, but it's been 6-7 months of watching the same thing, and you're trying to see. You're trying exactly. He is not fixing it. We're watching the same performance.
Is he not got enough credit in the bank?
I think it's going quite. I think he did at the beginning when we lost to PSV in November and it was 9 defeats in 12. I mean that's really bad for the Premier League champions, who who have spent £400 million, and you kind of kept saying, but he won the league 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
We're waiting for him to turn things around. And we're now into mid-March, and we're still waiting for something, and it's just not there. It's not all his fault. Some of the players' performances this season have been nothing short of woeful, but he's the head coach. He's the manager. He sets the team up. Unfortunately, it's been in absolute shambles for the last couple of months, and it looks like you don't see what he's trying to do. You don't see even moments, glimpses of things turning around quite good.
No, I totally agree. And you've been patient enough, Liverpool fans. I think at other football clubs, he would have been gone. He would have been gone after that.
Your lot would have sacked him 3 times already.
100%. But he's done a decent job in his first season. Second season's just not been good enough. You can argue that some of it's not his fault. The transfer business at the time we were saying it was amazing, but in the cold light of day, did he sign Isak? Why didn't you get Gerhi over the line? Yeah. Like, these are questions
you should have signed Isak, Wirtz and Ekitike without signing a centre back, should they? Which was a bit ridiculous.
That just can't happen.
The centre back one was bizarre. They actually had a really good window where they were quite ruthless, went out there and got what they wanted, but yet left the Gerhi thing to literally the last minute of the window, which was just a bit bizarre.
It was insane. And I don't know what the situation is with Konate. Is he still got a year?
Oh, hey mate, he is crazy. Like, he has games where he looks like the best centre back on the planet, and then he has games where he looks like he's never played football before. Like, last night was one of those games where he was absolutely all over the place. I think it looks like he's going to leave at the end of the season
on a free.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Contracts up, mate. Yeah. Semenyo just had a shot from a tight angle, which was saved by Thibaut Courtois. 55 gone. It's Real Madrid 3, Man City 0. Erling Haaland so far tonight, 0 attempts on target, 0 attempts, 0 key passes, 9 touches in the first half. Which is quite remarkable, isn't it? But Man City have got a corner here, and it would be very Erling Haaland to get at least 1 goal this evening, despite not being involved too much in the play. PSG coming forward down the left-hand side. The Man City corner is cleared away. PSG working out to the right-hand side to Hakimi. Ball into a danger area. Chalobah gets himself in a good position, and Vinny Jr. is one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I think he gets the ball. He's given a pen. I thought he got the ball. Vinny Jr. goes through on goal. Donnarumma comes out. My goodness me. This could get messy.
The state of this.
This could
not great for Arsenal fans though. Man City going out of the Champions League.
Look how much Vinny Jr. has got the whole half of the pitch to run into. He's onside because he's in his own half. He goes through on goal. Donnarumma comes out. Oh yeah, he gets none of the ball. He takes him out completely, doesn't he?
We were talking about the quality of English teams, right at the top of the show. We've seen.
What is he doing, by the way?
Torn apart.
So also, for a goalkeeper of his experience, I can't believe Donnarumma goes to ground like that, and it's awful. That's sloppy goalkeeping from him, by the way.
Oh, that's really poor.
This is Lee. This is a bad night for Man City.
This is 3-0's bad, but it's not over. 4 just feels like that's a tough mountain to climb, isn't it? Now being at 4-0 down, and with Mbappe potentially to come back next week, this is a real key moment in this entire tie.
Yeah, this is it really. Like I say, no Mbappe, no Jude, no problem for Real Madrid. It's about to be 4-0 if he puts this away. Crazy scoreline.
Yeah, because a lot of people fancy City, didn't they, go into this game?
Mate, we looked at this team and said, it's not a Real Madrid team. And then, what do we know?
Who said that?
I agree with you too, funny mate.
56 gone. Can Donnarumma redeem himself? Vinny Jr. has got the ball on the penalty spot to make it Real Madrid 4, Man City 0. This is absolute, and you're right, Quakey. Arsenal fans would rather City get through here, wouldn't they, than be knocked out and not have those extra games. Vinny Jr. steps up. Vinny Jr. saved by the goalkeeper. It is a stuttered run up. Donnarumma goes to his left-hand side and makes the save. And could that be the moment where possibly this tie turns on its head? I mean, you see the West Ham penalties on Monday night against Brentford. Bang, top corner. This stuttered run up, Louis. I mean, you give the goalkeeper 50% chance. He gets to the right way, he saves it, right?
Absolutely. I think stuttered run up saying it. Oh, God, no.
Doué just literally breezed past.
How good's there, Caicedo, though, the way he reads it, comes round and intercepts.
Caicedo is as a defensive midfielder. Because this whole argument people talk about Declan Rice and Caicedo, I think is really lazy because they're quite different players.
Yeah.
I think he's the best defensive midfielder in the world.
Yeah, but can I just say though, I think in terms of like what we've just seen there, the ability there to snuff out danger and win the ball back, I think Declan Rice does that really well as well.
Oh no, he absolutely does. He does. I think.
What's Caicedo better than Declan Rice?
Just the defensive side of the game overall, I think is better. I think Declan Rice is a better all-round midfielder. I think for me, Declan Rice for me right now is probably the best midfielder in the world overall as a full product. I think he's got in terms of going forward defensively, just the whole game. I think he's got everything you need, and he delivers 7 out of 10 every single week.
Pedro Neto.
Oh my God, is he going to do something?
Yes!
Yes! Come on. It's the two people you don't like.
First 10, 15 minutes after half time.
You did say that. How many times have we seen Pedro Neto go down the left-hand side? This time, he keeps his composure. He plays a really, really good ball back across goal. Enzo Fernandez, like all good midfielders do, gets himself into a really good position, times his run well, and the finish, Quaky, from Fernandez is perfection.
Oh, it was a great finish. Got himself into a great position. He's wearing a number 8.
That's amazing wing play.
Yeah.
Because he goes past Marquinhos, and then he has a look up, pulls the ball back. That could give Neto credit where it's due.
Yeah.
Mate, it's a really, really good goal from Chelsea, and a goal that we see us squander. Maybe the pass isn't right, maybe the finish isn't right, but it's a great run from Pedro Neto on the left-hand side. Gets the ball in. Like I say, Enzo Fernandez wearing the number 8 shirt. We know number 8 for Chelsea historically has made those runs and scored those goals with Frank Lampard. And Enzo Fernandez's numbers this season have been very, very good, despite the fact that he does frustrate me a lot as a player. There's a lot of holes, I think, in his game. But in the final third, he's been one of Chelsea's most effective players this season.
Lee, you said to me at half-time, first 15 minutes is crucial. It'll be very PSG to concede, and they have done.
Yeah, they have done, and they just lose their concentration. Again, it came from an error, a real wayward crossfield ball from Nuno Mendes. Desiree Doué was really, really poor on that. Just let the player just, he didn't really make an attempt really for that. Really, really poor. The camera panned in on him there. He knows he was at fault for that. And again, just poor play from PSG once again. Players either out of position or, just giving the ball away needlessly. So, yep, punished at this level. And to be fair, I said to the guys when we was on the air at half time that I could see Chelsea scoring again. I don't see Chelsea I don't see Chelsea losing this match. I really don't. So what's happening is what I was expecting to be the case. A good game, a tight game, and Chelsea punished PSG again.
Happy days. Happy days. That's all it is. I mean, it was exactly what Craig was saying in terms of Chelsea squandering things. That was a great opportunity.
Did we just see the first possible Chelsea substitution there?
That wasn't someone's head, but it looked like Mark Guy, was it? It looked like Mark Guy, top of his head. I don't know who's going to come on for. Hopefully not João Pedro.
Stop looking at your notes like.
I'm just trying to figure out where he fits. It actually does make sense now in my notes. So because what I did was I actually predicted that second goal with them going down.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
It runs into the box. I don't know who he's coming on for. I can't figure that out.
João Pedro, would it? Straight swap on top?
No, I can't. Well, I don't. Would you take João Pedro?
He has had a quiet game. I wouldn't take him off. He has had a quiet game though.
Reece James dropping to right back.
So can we just point out that Quaker's using my notes?
Reece James dropping to right back. Enzo Fernandez dropping to midfield. João Pedro in the number 10. Mark Guy up top.
I think a straight swap's more likely. If I had to guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you know Chelsea better than me. My guess would be the centre forwards come on the centre forward.
Well, João Pedro's not had a very good game,
yeah.
So you could assume as much, but we'll see.
He had that one moment, didn't he? In the first, quite early on, wasn't it? First couple of minutes.
Sam.
Yeah, he should have scored. Yeah.
And the reign of form he's been in, I know that it was only Wrexham, but when he came on against Wrexham, it was like a
good team.
Good team.
Seek for the championship.
Jamie O'Hara's meltdowns on Sports have been legendary, man.
What's that got to do with anything?
Good team. That's what he says, doesn't it?
It's been.
Don't do that.
That whole thing has been mad, by the way, hasn't it?
To dare is to poo is the best line ever.
I know.
I love
even last night when O'Hara goes, "Is she playing against Barnsley?" And he goes, "He will be next."
Yeah, it's so good.
Brilliant.
Just. Vinny Jr. has a shot which is blocked. There's no Cundy tonight, by the way.
It's Carlton.
I was going to say I was hoping I could maybe see that in the flesh.
Oh yeah, you want to see Cundy in the flesh?
And I want to see. I want to.
Have you met Cundy before?
I think I met Jason once at an event years ago, but I don't really remember.
Oh, you haven't met him on Inside Chelsea yet, though?
No, I haven't. Funnily enough, no, I haven't. No, I haven't, Jamie. Have I? That's all.
Quaker has.
I have. I messaged him telling me he's doing a very good job. Apparently his phone's blown up. He's downloaded TikTok now. He's
has he really? He's become like an absolute. He's an icon. He's a celebrity anyway. But you know what I mean? Like everyone knows he's all over Twitter, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, I walked past the Redwood earlier, and we just got talking to some football fans watching the Arsenal game, and they said that he deserves knighthood for the work he's been doing.
Oh, was that you telling us that people recognise you? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what that is. Do you know I'm Quaker Fari? Do you know?
He's done that. He's done that.
Have you seen me on the National League show? And,
nobody's seen me on that. is Kvaratskhelia. Wow.
Was that the obvious change there, Lee? Kvaratskhelia for Doué?
Yeah, I'm surprised Doué started over him anyway. But yeah, I think that was always going to be the move that's going to happen. He was at fault for that second goal, and he hasn't really had his best night. He hasn't been in his best form of late anyway. But Kvaratskhelia is on. He comes to life, as I've said earlier before, on Champions League nights. This is his big stage. Let's hope he can produce something.
So let me dot the I's and cross the T's then for you. Shout if something happens as we enter the final half an hour of our games this evening, the Champions League and Championship. Arsenal drew 1-1 away by Leverkusen in the early kickoff. Bodo Glimt are leading Sporting by 2-0. The fairy tale run is continuing for Bodo Glimt. What a game in Paris as PSG 2, Chelsea 2. PSG have progressed from their last 3 Champions League knockout ties against the English clubs. All, of course, was last season. Man City are having an absolute Western super over in Madrid. It's Real Madrid 3, Man City 0, and Real Madrid have missed a penalty kick. Of course, it feels a long time ago now that we watched Benfica score that last-minute goal against Real Madrid. They, of course, ended up meeting again, didn't they, in the playoff round. Madrid getting through, and Madrid are going okay at the moment. Real Madrid 3, Man City 0. There are some big games in the Championship. Birmingham 1, QPR 0. Both teams in mid-table. Middlesbrough, who start the day in second, just 1 point and 1 place above Millwall, are losing at home to Charlton, who are 8 clear of the drop zone after beating Birmingham on the weekend. It's Norwich 1, Sheffield United 1. Norwich have just equalised. Jack Stacey scoring that goal. Sheffield United are 12th but 8 off the playoffs. Oxford still leading Blackburn by a goal to 0. Oxford are 23rd but have won their last 2 games. 3 points off safety. Blackburn are 20th, 3 points above the drop zone. So what a result this would be for Oxford. In the bottom 3, they would have won their last 3 games. 2 points will separate 5 teams going for the final 2 relegation places in the Championship. West Brom are one of those teams, and they are winning. They're beating Southampton by a goal to 0. Southampton are through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. 8th in the Championship, 4 off the playoffs. So it'll be a bad result tonight for Southampton as well. Of course, James Morrison is in at West Brom at the moment until the end of the season after Eric Ramsey being sacked, and Coventry City are flying. They're 3 up at home to Preston. They've won their last 5 games. Look set to be 6 in a row. Lee Davey, what are you thinking, my friend?
Yeah, PSG just get a little bit more of the ball now. Kvaratskhelia is on it. He's got full of energy, full of beans. Barcola still looks pretty dangerous as well. Just need to get Ousmane Dembele into the game a little bit more. He seems a little bit isolated. And that's credit to Chelsea, who have defended pretty well and still look dangerous on this counter. This is a problem here when PSG commit their fullbacks and their midfielders forward. And just Chelsea, even when Chelsea are attacking with 3 or PSG have got, more numbers behind the ball, Chelsea just looks such a threat on that counter, and that's always a worry here. I think if I'm Luis Enrique here now with 25 minutes left to go, I'd take a 2-2 at this stage. I really would.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Take a Desmond.
I'll take a Desmond. I'll take a 2-2 here because PSG are just so susceptible to just conceding such poor goals, as they've shown tonight, especially that second one. It was just really poor midfield play there to give the ball away where they did. But yeah, I mean, even as I'd take a 2-2 right now.
Really? And you back yourself to win at the Bridge?
Yeah, just throw it all into that game. Throw it all into that game and see if you can come over the win. Won at the Bridge before a couple of times in the past, and so a rivalry back into the 2010s that you remember. They played each other a few times. I remember a few times. And
Andre Charlotte hitting the bar that night.
Yeah, Demba Ba got the winner, and then I think remember that one where Zlatan got sent off and PSG won with 10 men.
Yes.
David Luiz header. You remember that one?
Yeah,
I can't remember
David Luiz header. He's in extra time. Do you remember it?
I remember that one.
Yeah. So it was. So they'll fancy themselves at Stamford Bridge in the one-off game, but yeah, like I say, I'd take this scoreline right now as it is.
Would you, Chelsea boys?
I don't know if I would. I think there's a win here for us. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't respect this PSG team. Oof. I don't like.
If you say that and they score now, you're in trouble.
Yeah, no, but even if we don't win this game, there is just not that respect that I had when I watched them playing against all those English teams last season.
It looks a different PSG.
Yeah, man, you can get at them.
Oh my goodness me! Have a look at the defending here from Anthony Rudiger. Semenyo, down the right side, gets the ball and he plays an unbelievable ball across the face of goal. Haaland literally has a tap in. And Rudiger, former Chelsea player, of course, with an unbelievable last-ditch tackle. Doku's got the ball for City. Have a look, Chelsea boys, have a look at this replay. This is outstanding. Hope I haven't overhyped this. Rodri plays a really good ball to Semenyo across the face of goal.
Yeah, great.
Oh, that's really good, isn't it? That was literally on the... Yeah, that was about to go to Erling Haaland, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a celebration as well. That was very Antonio Rudiger.
I like defenders that celebrate good clearances, so they should do. Pep's taking pelts, by the way, on social media.
Is he?
Yeah.
What, because of tactics?
Yeah, changing the team. No, he has gone away. Literally, he came to a system where we had O'Reilly and Rodri in a midfield too.
Yeah.
And that worked, and they went on a good run of form. And then for a game like this, he goes away from that, puts O'Reilly left back, goes for more attacking players, and they get carved open way too easily.
It's very Pep, isn't it?
It is. That was Pep in the other City, where he'd always have something crazy up his sleeve for the big European games.
This is it. But this is all the problem we have with Maresca as well, because he was such a disciple, is that he would consistently do something random out of nowhere, and you could never really predict what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look, it's come back to bite Pep tonight, and, we'll have to see if... they can bring it back at the Etihad.
The football cliches have tweeted it's the most take them back to our place week in English football history. It's kind of true, isn't it?
Yes.
Liverpool taken back to Anfield. Chelsea taken back to the bridge. Arsenal taken back to our place. City taken back to our place.
That's so true.
Spurs might think taken back to our
No. Spurs' place is burning down. Nobody go back there. There's no fire blanket. There's no fire extinguisher.
No, but I'm thinking though, with Harry Redknapp and Tim Sherwood trying to work, for the
Kinski back in net. He'll get 16 minutes in the next game. The slow build up his minutes, getting better and better as time goes on.
But the fact that there was like, but if Harry wants to take the job, we're gonna have to wait till after Cheltenham. If that is,
I think that was a joke, wasn't it, Quaker?
Okay, that might be the joke. But there are some.
I did see that though.
But there are some Spurs fans, including our good friend Abby Summers, who wanted Harry Redknapp. So that is where they're at the moment. This man is almost 80 years old. He hasn't managed a football team for 5 years. Come on, man.
Do you think Spurs are at a point now where they have to just go for the most vibes man possible? Like, go old school, throw tactics out the window, then he's somebody in for vibes. And would there be a more... I can't think of anyone more vibes worthy than Harry Redknapp.
I don't be rude. I don't think Harry Redknapp knows all of Spurs' squad. Like, that's not me being rude. I don't think he watches as much football as he used to. And that's no disrespect to a man who done a very good job at Spurs previously. But that is a bygone era. That is 10 years ago.
But if we're talking vibes, you'll have Harry, which also means you'll get Nico Cranshaw, Jermaine Defoe, and they'll all the band. You'll get the band back together, and that'll be it. It'll all be sorted.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's going to be though? We all know what it's going to be. It's going to be Ryan Mason.
Yeah, that feels most.
And is that vibes?
Is that vibes?
It feels like spreadsheet. Like, it feels what it is. It's like he knows how to get his way around that.
Not sure Ryan Mason's the man I want to try and get my team at relegation.
No. I think West Brom will tell you first hand that
What do you think Chelsea Spurs should do then, honestly? From this position onwards, mate.
Brother, like, in all honesty, I just think former player and keep it moving. Somebody who is...
Jurgen Klinsmann, he's available.
I saw someone say Chris Hughton.
That vibes... They're in trouble, man. They're in serious trouble.
Do you know what I think they should do? I think they should prepare for life in the Championship. There'll be a lot of fun down there for them. Maybe they'll come straight back up. Probably won't. But, it is what it is. Game's a game, as people say now. So.
What? Somebody pointed out, like, remember the super. I was going to say, remember the super.
Spurs super, yeah.
Like the cheek.
That was like 6 years ago, wasn't it?
The cheek of it, man, and the fact that this Spurs team are probably going to go down this season. It's unbelievable, and I do feel bad for the fans. I genuinely do, because they were promised the world.
Feel bad for Abby?
Yes, I do, because. Again, we can all sit here and laugh at them, but they pay so much money and they watch football in such a nice stadium. But the football is up.
Turgid.
They finished 17th last season. And we thought, joke. They won the Europa League. They finished 17th and lost 22 league games. This year, they're even worse.
Crazy. Do you know the Eagle Tudor report?
Sorry, I feel sorry for him when he's just laughing in his chair. He's like,
I know. Darius Tapur is the best line of all time, isn't it?
Honestly, and I understand the frustration.
Sorry, I've just had the noise go in my head as well. Straight away. It's like superb.
Yeah, mad. It's mad.
And whoever does the, I was chatting earlier about someone on the floors, and whoever does the cameras for that show deserves a pay rise because they're so quick at the way they put the cameras back on.
Brilliant.
The face of Ange, isn't it? Of Conte. And like people like that person deserves a pay rise.
O'Hara was like, it's supposed to be a professional pundit. It comes back to the Conte, and his face is just and he's wearing a cloud hat.
Content. That's when it falls down. It just keeps there.
No, but seriously, what signs have you seen?
Yeah, Encouraging signs.
I've seen signs.
I've seen signs. Encouraging signs.
There's no Cundy tonight, by the way. It's Carlton Cole. Big boots to Phil Carlton, isn't it?
Yeah, big boots to Phil.
The most famous man on the planet's boots. You're sitting in the most famous man in the world's chair at the moment, Quaku.
And he sits here normally with a mask.
Yeah, I know.
Mad.
I'm sure we're going to get a couple of more legendary sports bars between now and the end of the season, aren't we? With Spurs being Spurs. Lee, I mean, Man City are not playing that bad, are they, Real Madrid?
No, they're not. A lot of possession, you know, they've got some intent about them. And look, the tie's not over. And I said at the time of that penalty, that was such a key moment. Now, there's a little bit of hope, you know, from that save from Donnarumma. That's what you expect from a goalkeeper of his quality. He did the same for PSG, you know, in the latter stage of the competition last year. And, you know, he's given his side a lifeline. But for me, looking at this scoreline, it's been a terrible night, but all is not done. But they must get a goal. They have to get a goal. If they go back to the Etihad at 3-1, there is serious hope that they can turn that around next week in front of their crowd at the Etihad. But they've got to nick a goal, which I'm surprised they haven't. I'm really surprised they haven't scored at least one tonight.
Yeah, it's...
Oh my word!
God, what's a save from
That was one of the most... That ball gets played into the feet of a Real Madrid player who takes a bad touch, and Nico O'Reilly, who's going to press, as he tackles, ends up getting a shot away, and Courtois managed to stick out a big right leg. That would have been a remarkable goal, Quaker.
Amazing save.
He's a freak, isn't he?
In the Champions League, there's no better keeper. No Donnarumma, but I think Courtois has been the best keeper in the world for the last, him or Alisson, for the last 5 or 6 years. He's unbelievable in these big moments. But
yeah, I'd agree with that.
I love Alisson to bits, but you can't look past Courtois, man, especially in these big moments.
Like Champions League finals.
One team who are looking as comfortable as Real Madrid tonight are Bodo Glimt, who are now 3-0 up, Lee.
Oh, no! No! Yeah!
What is that, man? What is that?
Come on!
That is just so typical.
That's so nonsensical.
PSG 3, Chelsea 2, and goodness me, boys, you've shot yourselves in the foot.
What is that? What is that?
I said it. We said it. You bring in a keeper because he's good with his feet. But really and truly, is he that good with his feet? What's this shambolic goal?
Reece James plays the ball back to Jorgensen, who tries to play out from the back, and he gets intercepted. It falls to a PSG player. And by the way, as well, when he gets worked to Vitinha, the goalkeeper's off his line. And that is some dinked finish, isn't it? But once again there, Kwaku, he's taking way too much time. And my goodness me, in a game of football where you're level at 2-2, possibly looking the better team, in a game of this magnitude, at this level, mistakes like that, Louis, are just completely unacceptable.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is why when people talk about keepers playing with the ball at their feet all the time and how it's a massive priority, yes, I appreciate the game is changing, but the priority for a goalkeeper is saving it.
There's also moments as well that I don't think they're clearly there. You had a PSG player coming from the left-hand side.
It's illogical.
You could see ahead as well someone's being pressed. I'm with you. Playing out from the back is a part of football, but if you can see there's pressure on, there has to be a moment where you don't play out from the back and you just go long.
But this is the problem. There's this consistent need to always play out the back, always play out, always play out. Just this another problem with this Chelsea team, but also not just this Chelsea team. A lot of teams now, because there is so much pressure on playing out from the back, they make silly decisions like that all the time, and we give them the ball away again. What is this?
This could get messy here. PSG come forward. Lee, over to you. I mean, the finish, by the way, from Vitinha as well, by the way.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, my God. What's going on here?
Oh, my God.
Get rid of it. This is...
Can't scale it there.
Over £1 billion spent on this team. How? I mean, what is going on there? That is just pathetic.
Man. That's a kill... When you go away to PSG, even though I told you I don't respect PSG, this PSG side...
Ever since you said that.
Yeah, because what did I say? What did I say?
No, you've been as good as PSG tonight.
Yeah, we have. We're better than them.
What's the score? Quaking.
I know.
This is like...
I know. It's the keepers cost us, and on inside Chelsea with Jason Cundy, and it was Tobes this week. We talked about Jorgensen in for Sanchez and whether this means Jorgensen's our keeper for the rest of the season. And the problem is you put pressure on yourself. It's almost like a less dramatic version of what happened to Kinski last night. Because now what do? Now Jorgensen's made this mistake. Is he still your first team keeper? Despite the fact that Rob Sanchez had a decent season, I just thought it was a risk, man. I thought it was a big risk changing keeper at this point in the season. I don't love Robert Sanchez. I don't think he's amazing.
I agree with you, mate.
But I just think it's an unnecessary.
It didn't feel like the right moment.
Chelsea fans weren't calling for it.
No, but it was like, probably last year they probably were.
Yeah, but
and it felt like he had a decent season. Do you agree with that, Louis? Did it feel like not the right moment to make a change?
No, I mean he was doing okay. I mean, look, like I said at the top of the show when you asked about Philip Jorgensen and Robert Sanchez, it is 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Because they both make mistakes like that.
I heard someone in commentary last night say 6 of one and 2 threes of the other.
That's a new one. I quite like that. It's an interesting.
Might be Matt face.
But yeah, it's they're just both as bad as each other. And to be honest, like as much as said, there's 3 positions I'd love to sign at Chelsea. A 4th if there was one available, unless Mike Penders is ready, then. I'll be looking at a goalkeeper in the summer because
the Jorgensen decision is almost entirely about kicking, and then the irony that's what comes and smacks you in the back, right? In the face, not the back, the face.
And
that's a new one.
Smash you in the back. It's a famous cliche, that one.
You know what the irony is? Like he's actually been good in terms of shot stopping. He's made 2 really, really good saves.
In the first half he did. Yeah,
it's just that. And he's been good with his feet, to be fair. I can't deny he's been good with his feet, but that one moment is just so unnecessary. Like you say, there's no emphasis. You've got to play with your feet, and then sometimes if you're not as good as these top keepers in the world, you're going to get caught out eventually. Yeah. Cundy always says it. He goes, you're asking the worst technical player on the pitch to make the most difficult passes consistently. And when you do that and the player's not...
You're asking the worst technical player?
On the pitch, in terms of a goalkeeper, to make
there might not be any more, though. Some of these goalkeepers might not.
To be honest, generally, in this team they are.
He might be, yeah. Jorgensen might be.
It's like...
I
take Cundy's point, yeah. Sure.
They are the worst player, and they're asked to make the most passes and the most difficult passes, and eventually going to get caught out, especially when they're not that good. It's annoying.
Does any of this come back to the manager, though? Do you think the manager needs to be a bit more adaptable with his tactics, or is it just modern football? People want to play out from the back. It is what it is.
I mean, it's modern football in terms of every manager bangs on about their philosophy all the time. Every manager's got their philosophy. The best managers in the world adapt, and please tell me we're going to equalise here.
Johns!
Yes!
There you go. Might be offside. Yes.
Oh, good shout, Quaker.
He's not off. It's earlier in the play. Oh, that's annoying.
Who was offside?
I can't remember who it was. It might have actually been
Neto
to start off the play, but it wasn't João Pedro.
I love that finish though.
Yeah, it was great.
He opens up his body. So Cucurella, he's onside. He's onside. Cucurella plays a ball into Enzo Fernandez, is that? I think Enzo Fernandez is onside there quite clearly.
Yeah, it could be.
I think he's onside.
Yeah, it could be.
Cucurella to Enzo Fernandez, and then got played to Neto, didn't it? His ball across. I think from that image there, I thought there was a PSG player, Lee, that looked deeper.
Yeah, it was João Neves. Yeah, I think this is borderline.
I think it might be just off.
You reckon that's off?
Oh my God, actually.
Really? I tell you what, my mince pies must be going here, boys.
No, I think that could have gone either way. Yeah, I thought there was a shout.
I think he looked just off.
Really?
Just off.
There. I'm with you on that one. There.
You thought it looked on?
Yeah,
I thought the PSG.
I thought there was. Yeah, it was borderline that. But just the ease of which both teams can just slice through each other's defences. It's why it's such a fascinating tie. This one.
Yeah.
How many times, Quaker, have we seen that down the left hand side though for Chelsea?
If this was a more resilient team, we should really be outside against PSG. If this team could properly defend like this, this is not a game that we should really be struggling in like this. Conceded 3 goals. 3 goals.
See, this is what I mean. We're forcing to play out the back. There's a lot of pressure there, and we're lucky to win a foul. Yeah. It's just sometimes you just need to play it long.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand this incessant need to continuously just. Yeah, I mean he was.
Sorry, but there was a player to the left who looked deeper than
him, but I think...
all right. Well, it's offside, fair enough. It was Enzo Fernandez in that build-up play that looked just a touch offside. Erling Haaland's being substituted by Omar Mamouche. It has not been City's night. It has not been Erling Haaland's night. Madrid 3, City 0. You think that'd be game over, wouldn't you? It would take some effort, wouldn't it, to turn that round?
Yeah, that's done. So surprised by that result.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, I think City of 2 or 3 years ago, even at 3-0, you think they've got at the Etihad, they've got a chance. But this City, I'm not sure they've got it in them.
I agree.
Oh, that is a blow for West Bromwich Albion because the 91st minute, Southampton have equalised late on in that game. Lauren scored. West Brom 1, Southampton 1. It's a really, really good proper centre forward header that is off the underside of the bar and into the back of the net, and West Brom are fighting for their lives in the bottom 3, drawing now. Was that a little bit of Cole Palmer and Kvaratskhelia beef there?
Yeah.
You don't often see Cole Palmer get involved in beef, do you?
Ball went out, and Kvaratskhelia just like hid it away, so couldn't take a quick throw.
Bit cheeky that.
Yeah, a bit
wasn't
cheeky.
it? Bit cheeky.
Bit of housery.
You
need it, right?
I want to see more housery from my team, but sensible housery. They don't get you bookings.
Good luck getting that.
Yeah, Lou, I can't believe the goals. The goals are just.
It's TalkSport goals.
It's TalkSport goals.
All the goals.
Speaking of goals, by the way, there's one thing we haven't spoken about.
Oh, sorry, mate. Go on, take it away.
Vale lost 2-0. So, you know.
Oh, and then a bad run of form, pal.
Bad run of form. So, you know, that's big for us.
The players for Chelsea.
Is the manager under pressure? 03717 What do we think? The two substitutions are Lavia and Delap for Chelsea coming on.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like.
Do you rate the lap?
I see. Okay, I like
You're
Delap.
anyone in the Chelsea
Rate.
The lap is like.
Delap.
Who's your favourite Chelsea player?
My favourite Chelsea player right now?
Yeah.
Reece James, obviously.
Right, sure.
Take Reece James out because that doesn't count.
That doesn't count. Probably, I like João Pedro.
I say those boys, isn't it?
This has got Delap equaliser written all over.
Not a chance.
Written all over it.
Okay, if you're that certain? What you know? What we're doing here? Like, what are we going to say? Because you were very certain about other things, like for example, you don't rate PSG.
Yeah.
You know the fact that Chelsea.
They're rubbish.
About this,
Yeah.
And then now you're saying that that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So
No, I just don't see. I don't see Liam Delap scoring against PSG. Liam Delap is not. How can I say this to be polite? He's not a Champions League level player yet.
I agree with that.
Yet. Yeah, I know, but
Here he goes.
Here we go.
Go on, Liam.
Go
on, Liam.
Please score.
So show me.
Liam Delap.
So show me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Look, I like Liam Delap, but I don't think he is a
not
player.
Champions League
no,
player.
he's there's a quality there, but he's a lad who's lost a lot of confidence, hasn't had regular minutes, had a lot of injuries. I don't think he's going to make it at Chelsea.
I don't know why. I could just see Frank Lampard taking him at Coventry if they go up.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, you were tipping him to be the English striker at this World Cup.
Oh, yeah. You know what it was? Nothing. No.
You were, weren't you?
Do you know what it was?
What's the lineage? Who'd you go for? Is it Kane?
Okay,
Rooney?
This is what I said.
So Shearer,
I said the
Kane,
thread.
Rooney, Kane, Delap. That's what you went for, wasn't it?
I said the thread that runs for England strikers, starting with Gary Lineker through to Alan Shearer,
Sure.
through to Michael Owen, through to Wayne Rooney, through to Harry Kane.
Two.
And I said that could be the next one, but I've seen him up close at my club, and he's not.
To be fair, he did say could.
Could, yeah.
So
sure.
you know, there's a little bit of.
I guess anyone could, couldn't they? I mean, I could.
Yeah.
It won't happen.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
What are you doing on Sundays, mate?
Yeah. PSG League coming forward here. Hakimi on the overlap. Hakimi gets it on the overlap. The ball comes back out to Vitinha. Reece James does really, really well there to try and win the ball back. And PSG have it once again on the right-hand side. Vitinha makes a good overlap. 85 minutes gone then. PSG 3, Chelsea 2, but still Real Madrid 3. Man City 0 at the Bernabeu. Bodo Glimt are absolutely flying. They are leading Sporting by 3-0. Some full times coming in then in the Championship. Birmingham beat QPR by 1-0. Charlton win at Middlesbrough. Norwich 2, Sheffield United 1. Massive win for Oxford. Still in the bottom 3, just on goal difference. They've now won their last 3 games and are fighting hard. Southampton equalised late against West Brom. West Brom 1, Southampton 3. And Coventry are still leading Preston by 3-0. I tell you what here, boys. Kvaratskhelia comes in.
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
No way!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh my God! I told you, this guy comes alive in the Champions League. This guy comes alive. I don't know why he didn't start. What a goal!
That is
what a goal!
That's a genuine world-class finish from Kvaratskhelia. He cuts in on his right foot from the left-hand side. He just bends it beautifully into the top left-hand corner. It doesn't feel like a 4-2 game, does it?
No, it doesn't. But at the same time, I mean, look, PSG have done the business. That's all it is. They've come in, they've delivered when they need to. Another player which Chelsea were linked with when he was available from Napoli, and they chose not to sign because he didn't fit the project or some main line, and just proves why he's worth the value that he is. That is a great goal.
It's a fabulous.
That's a great goal. Look, there's taking nothing away from him. That is superb.
Lee, that is a genuine world-class finish, isn't it?
It is, and he's capable of that. We've seen what he's all about. He's one of those players that when he's poor, he's like the worst player on the pitch. But when he's on it, he can just produce such magic as he's done there. Just a wonderful finish. And look, I'm going to stop short of saying that's a decisive goal. It isn't. It isn't. And, it's 4-2. If it ends 4-2, look, Chelsea is still well in this next week.
Yeah,
well in this.
Go on, Lee, sorry.
No, carry on.
No, but you boys use the word, you spoke about Chelsea's immaturity and lack of experience and leadership. And possibly have we seen that tonight? We're over 90 minutes. I don't think you've done badly at all. You've had chances, you've had moments, but you maybe think a more experienced team, a more streetwise team is maybe... Because literally, before Kravitz put that in, I was going to say to you, you've just got to be careful here, guys, and manage now these last 10 minutes.
Yes.
And make sure you don't go in at 4-2.
Oh, my God.
James had a nightmare 5 minutes.
He's given a foul, I think.
Has he?
Yeah, he's given a foul. Do you know what I mean? Like, possibly...
Yes.
A team with a little more experience maybe could have managed this game a little bit better.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I agree it's not tied done. That last goal was a killer. 3-2 back to the bridge, I still back us. 4-2 is a bit more difficult.
Any respect? Yeah, a little bit.
You got to respect that finish, bro.
I respect that finish.
Respect the finish.
I respect
We'll take
finish.
that. We'll take that.
They bring on Kravitz, you bring on Liam Delap.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Oh, I'm bringing on Garnacho now. Can I just go now?
No,
Oh,
not until 10 o'clock.
I don't want to watch him. I can't do it.
Also, I don't know, I'll be honest with you, the absolute mathematics off my head. But, are we in danger of the Premier League maybe losing a place to top four with City losing, Chelsea losing, Liverpool losing, Spurs? I don't know the mathematics off the top of my head, I'll be honest with you.
But it's like we were speaking about it, and we were saying sort of, England were locked in. And before the game, we were going, English teams is fine. We'll look at the route to the final. This is what's going on. And then every English team just hasn't turned up tonight.
Nobody's won. None of the 6 teams have won.
No, not one of them.
Yeah, that's remarkable, isn't it?
And do you think the Newcastle are going to go through? We don't. Do you think based on this now Chelsea are going to go through? Probably not. Do you think Man City are going to go through? Probably not. Liverpool, you still think they've got a great chance.
Liverpool have got a chance.
And Arsenal, you think will get the job done.
Yeah.
But who else? Who else is there? Spurs done. I don't know. It's not looking very good. And we're one goal away from having the same result as Spurs. Do you know what I mean? So we need to be careful. We need to not concede any more goals because all that laughing we were doing last night, it could be the same result.
Yeah, not quite the same though, I don't think, to be fair.
The only thing I'd say in favour of the Premier League teams is 5 out of the 6 are all at home next week.
Yeah.
With the exception of obviously
take them back to our place.
Apart from Newcastle and Barcelona, obviously, but yeah.
But this is I just look at this Chelsea team, and again, the money that is spent, and that is your substitutes. I mean, it's embarrassing that they keep banging on about a project. And
what is the project, Louis?
Well, you tell me, mate, because I ain't got a clue. It's
well, we know we do actually. Is buy young players, sell them on for profit, right?
I
tell you what, I think he's on.
He's on.
It's 5-2 PSG.
Is that goal? No.
Oh, flag. I thought a Chelsea player was deeper than the rest there.
Yeah. It's another time where Chelsea got away with murder.
I think Sanchez.
What is that
next week?
Jorgensen, what is that?
Oh, he's off. Yeah. Yeah, his left foot's offside.
Who's the ball come off?
Lob the ball at him. Lob the ball at him.
Enzo Fernandez.
Well done, Enzo. It's one of the very few times getting angry.
There was a good shot there of Enzo Fernandez. How did I describe that, Louis? Aggressively throwing the ball towards the goalkeeper, letting him know he's not particularly happy with his goalkeeper?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the best way to describe it. And, after everything I was saying about Enzo getting angry and passionate earlier, I actually agree with him in that situation because I'd be doing the same thing. That was abhorrent. It was awful.
But again, is the key thing here? Is he just following manager's instructions?
Well, evidently so. But then at the same time, it's like you're on the pitch. You make the decision.
You have to take responsibility.
Look up. What's that? But this is the problem. There is no accountability at Chelsea. And this goes all the way from the ownership and down. And it stems from the top and it's trickled down. This is a side which normally...
Pedro Neto.
Ball boy's gone down holding his face here.
Oh, my God. It's Eden Hazard at Swansea all over again.
Chelsea.
Oh, my God. It's Eden Hazard at Swansea.
Pedro Neto did push him.
Pedro Neto's pushed the ball boy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all getting a bit messy. Everyone's getting involved.
He knows what he did.
I think, to be fair, Enzo Fernandez he's going over and giving him a hug, isn't he?
What's happened there?
If they check it, that he could be in trouble, that he pushed him.
Do you reckon this lad will
push him out of frustration?
You'll get a vodka brand as well? Or this is...
Oh, the ball boy's down, by the way, here, guys. Yeah, and almost everyone's got involved here. Was it? I didn't see the push. Was it an aggressive push, Kwaku?
No, it's frustrated. I think ball boy was lollygagging with the ball. He wasn't really...
He was what?
Lollygagging.
Lollygagging?
Is that a word?
It's a new one for me.
What the hell is lollygagging?
Is lollygagging a word?
No.
Lollygaggling, isn't it?
Lollygagging.
So, Pedro Neto trying to get the ball off the ball boy. There's a slight shove. Ball boy goes down and he's on the floor. And now every single player's got involved here. I want to have a look at a replay here. Could Pedro Neto be in trouble here, Kwaku?
Yeah, maybe. Possibly.
Yeah, it's this sort of silly question. You can't get sent off, can you, pushing a ball boy?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got prior experience of
but then
that.
Hazard. Well, he kicked him, didn't he?
No, he didn't actually kick him. He kicked the ball. The ball just happened to be on top of it. There's a difference.
Chelsea have had a lot of red cards this season. Kwaku, could this be the icing on the cake? Could this be the most ridiculous red card that we've seen all season? I hope maybe common sense prevails here a little bit. Yeah, I think the ball boy's gone down a bit easy.
What's happened here? Here's a
replay. Now, the ball boy's got the ball in his hands. Oh, I think he makes him here.
Nah, man, you gone right into the chair.
There's a push. But
you can't do that.
Look at him going down. No, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
He's holding his chest, the ball boy. He's holding his chest. No, Quake, you can't do that. But the ball boy, he goes down rolling around.
I know, but the thing is,
spectacular.
The thing is, you cannot do that. You can't put your hand on the try. You can't push a try.
Guys, can I
I'm not saying no. But
football's back.
Oh. Yeah. No. So he's not going to be sent off, which I think is sensible here, isn't it? That was quite funny, though, wasn't it?
The way the ball boy falls over.
Yeah. Literally, the ball boy falls over like he knows what he's doing. The ball boy, doesn't he?
Call it a night, mate. Call it a night. Get out of here. Get out of here. This result.
Please just blow the whistle. This is what have I just seen? What is going on?
But I love that.
What is this?
I love the way the ball boy goes down like in installments.
I know.
It was a seat into the chair, into the knee.
No, and then there was the whole of the other.
It was. You know what he got on his EasyJet flight and brace.
I tell you what, here, boys.
4-2.
This is the 4-1-2 back post.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh my goodness me!
5-2.
Boys,
5-2.
PSG are leading Chelsea by 5-2. You have absolutely imploded.
Yeah. It's just the ball boy being pushed is just another sign of Chelsea's immaturity, and then off the back of the third goal as well, it's just completely fallen apart because there is not an older head with experience and quality in this team to go, lads, calm down. Let's get through the game.
I think Louis. I think you are absolutely bang on. Kvaratskhelia, by the way, scoring. PSG break down the right hand side. Hakimi keeps his composure, picks out Kvaratskhelia, isn't it, Lee, in the middle of the box. A good finish. I think for 80 minutes in this game, I think Chelsea have played really, really well. I think you've looked dangerous going forward, lacked a little bit of composure in that final third. But this has been an immature week, and I don't like to use the word bottle, but this is not a 5-2.
No.
Chelsea have been weak. They've been open defensively. How much space has Hakimi got to run into there?
It's embarrassing.
This is where, Quake, you just needed that little bit of composure, that little bit of experience to get out of here at 3-2 and take him back to the bridge. It's game over, tie over.
Honestly, after that melee happened with the ball boy, and I said, blow the whistle now, get out of here, only 2 goals down, because that was coming. That is... And it's full time. That is stupidity. That is useless. That is pathetic. That's limp-wristed. That is unacceptable from Chelsea. And a game that was 2-2 with what? How long left? Like 12 minutes to go, and you lose that game 5-2. I said yesterday we were laughing at Spurs for losing 5-2 away from home against Atletico Madrid. That is the same scoreline. That is the same scoreline. That is done, and that is absolutely unacceptable to implode like that against a PSG side that showed vulnerabilities. When João Pedro scored the equaliser that was offside, we were fully in the game. And now this has happened. I have no words, Sam. I know this is a show that we have to talk on, but I have no words from what I've seen. This is disgraceful. This is pathetic. And we can clap and we can cheer the fact that Enzo Fernandez is showing a bit of passion and throwing the ball at Jorgensen. But did you do your job? You're supposed to be one of the leaders out there. Did you do your job? Who did their job? Did anyone do their job tonight? I think that is pathetic. Reece James, who's been one of our best players this season, was culpable for one of the goals. He got caught in midfield. He lost the ball. They scored. Everyone has blood in their hands. And this is really this. I'll tell you why this really bothered. Why it's really bothered me, because for Chelsea, despite everything that's happened, I've always got this innate feeling that knockout European competition or knockout competition that involves teams that aren't from England, I feel like we've always got a chance. I know the Conference League can write off and they can write off the Club World Cup, but I've always felt that, like, in these competitions, we've got a chance. Today, going into this game, I was super confident because I believed the old Chelsea was still in there. The old Chelsea isn't
there is no.
The old Chelsea isn't there. That is pathetic. That's not the old Chelsea. That is a joke.
Stop. This old Chelsea conversation needs to stop, and this is a night and another example where it needs to just completely be forgotten. There is no semblance of this club and the quality which we saw for 20 odd years develop into a European and world powerhouse. But everything from Clear Lake Capital, they will turn round to you and say they're redeveloping the club. They're making things better. They think they're better than everybody else in football. This is another example and another night where they are shown not to be. The Club World Cup, they'll take the credit for. It wasn't that ownership that qualified for the Club World Cup. Over £1 billion spent on a squad like that, and it gets torn apart in 20 minutes. But there'll be no accountability. No accountability for anybody who should be dealing with those decisions. We had this conversation in December. I said the same thing about the sporting directors. The sporting directors at Chelsea, Benedict Barley as well, they need to make sure they take a long, hard look at themselves and understand that this is not Brighton. This is not a portfolio. This is a football club with seniority and quality and European pedigree and world pedigree that was here before they came to the club. This is, if they wanted to go and do this whole project, they should have gone and found another Wrexham. Not taken Chelsea Football Club. This club is going backwards and will continue to do so for a very long time until they realise that their methodology and everything that they're trying to employ in this club does not work. But they won't, and there'll be no accountability, and this will be swept under the rug with briefs and other things, and they're going to say they're going to go for players in the summer of quality and seniority, and we'll be stuck with another Brazilian wonder kid or someone from Strasbourg or someone that we've never heard of that will literally make no difference to this club. And then it'll be another youngster that will sell for a player which we've given some experience to, and then lo and behold, the thing will repeat. Chelsea will not be competing for any major European honours whilst these guys continue to operate like this, and tonight is another example of them failing to deliver on everything that they should have done after spending over £1 billion and nearly £2 billion.
How do you follow that?
Yeah, I echo all those sentiments. It's honestly, Sam, it's just tiring. It's just tiring. This is a Chelsea side that I don't really recognise. And this season, I got lambasted. I said I don't really care about the league. Like, qualifying for the top 4 or top 5 doesn't mean anything when you get in the Champions League, you don't have a chance of winning it. Like, and people be like, yeah, but you can attract better players. When have they showed us that we're going to attract these top players? That's not part of the methodology, to use a word that you used. And so qualifying for the Champions League doesn't do anything for me as a football fan, because it lines your pockets. It means that you get richer, but it doesn't. We don't see the investment in top level players. We see players that you can turn over for a profit. So for this season, I wanted to hone in and focus on the Champions League and on the FA Cup and on the League Cup when we're in it. And to almost be out after the first leg in a game that we were well in a game that I think in another world we could have won, and lose that 5-2, that is unacceptable.
They had an opportunity in the summer.
Unacceptable.
They had an opportunity in the summer after winning the Club World Cup to prove they were really about it. They didn't. And then they'll keep... You talk about the Champions League and qualifying, right? They can't get a shirt sponsor because they think they're going to qualify for the Champions League every year. If you think that quality of player is going to be guaranteeing Champions League football every single season, you've got another thing coming. It's embarrassing. And even then to say, right, when they arrived, Benedict Barley had the cheek, had the gall to say that Chelsea weren't very well run sporting or commercially. You can't get a shirt sponsor for the beginning of the season, ever. You've never had one. You make one up in the first season, by the way, as well. I don't even know where this one's come from. Damac jumped in at the back end of last season for fun, right? But then, sporting-wise, to say that we're not run well. How many trophies has that Chelsea team won before he arrived? How many are they going to win now?
Not many.
It's embarrassing. But he'll have the gall to say all of this. He'll go to Bloomberg and say it, but he'll run out of Stamford Bridge every single time someone approaches him. I saw a 12-year-old try and talk to him a few weeks ago. He ran away from a 12-year-old. That says everything you need to know about Benedict Barley, but he'll take all the credit when things are going well. Embarrassing.
Pathetic.
Quaker, is this where Chelsea are at now? Is it almost impossible to see? You know, Louis just summed up I think, very well there where this Chelsea team are at under this new sort of ownership model. Is this the new Chelsea, the old Chelsea under Abramovich, under those great managers? That's died, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, like I'm probably the last person to still hold on to it. And like before this game, you heard me before this game. You heard me during this game.
Yeah.
Confident, but that maybe was misplaced. Not even maybe, that was misplaced because I was used to the Chelsea that would go into these games and still be in the tie going into the second leg. You bring them back to the bridge and then weird things happen under the floodlights. But this is not what I recognise. That last 10 minutes was unacceptable, man. And I saw it when that happened with the ball boy. I said, blow the whistle now because there's a chance for us. And we went and conceded. That's unacceptable.
Is it a maturity thing?
That's lunacy.
Yeah, but
mate, he was lucky. Mate, Pedro Neto was lucky not to be sent off. I know that we can laugh at how the ball boy reacted. You pushed a child. Why are you doing that? Like, what is going through your mind? Like, what's going on up there? Like, why can't they learn from mistakes? Why can't? And again, maybe you're right. Maybe this is misguided and maybe it's misplaced in terms of where my anger and fury was directed to. Maybe these players just can't do it. Maybe we need to invest and bring in players that can do it. And maybe this ownership group and this recruitment policy means that we won't bring in those players and we will hope and we will pray that these players that we currently have will maybe become more mature. I don't see it happening. This one hurts more than any because I was confident and I thought we had a chance. And to lose like that, it's unacceptable.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's the fact that with your anger being misplaced, I get that as well because I've just laid into these players, but they're not the ones that were signed. Sorry, they weren't the people that signed them.
Yeah.
But those guys have been given contract extensions and are being told they're the best in the world. The best in class was what we were supposed to be getting, apparently. What's the best in class about these guys? What's mental, right, is we had people come into the club with no experience, who then employed people with no experience in that sector, who then get people with very little experience as the managers, who then get people with very little experience for the players as well. It's almost like there's a bit of a pattern of no one has a clue what is going on, right? But guess what? At the top, they're going, do you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. We know what we're doing here. They've lost, was it 325 million or 425 million this financial year? Just trying to figure that out. That's before tax as well. So yeah, it's really working. It's really, really intelligent.
No, do you know what? Do you know what? I'm not having it because I look at this team, I look at these players, right, and I look at the teams in the past. And you can say that this Chelsea team in the past had experienced players. John Terry was 23/24 years old when he captained Chelsea to win the Premier League title. Enzo Fernandez won the World Cup 3 years ago. 4 years ago. 4 years ago, he won the World Cup. I'm sorry, why hasn't he learned? We sit there with our chest out and say Moises Caicedo is one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. That surely comes with a level of maturity. Marc Cucurella won the Euros 2 years ago. Yep. Reece James has won the Champions League. What are we talking? We put Cole Palmer up there as one of the best players in the world. He scored a goal in the final of the Euros. What are we talking about? Pedro Neto is a seasoned professional. He has got multiple caps for Portugal. I'm sorry, this is an excuse. And I understand the recruitment's not been where it's supposed to be, but that there is on the players. That you should be able to manage the final 10 minutes of a football match. I'm sorry, Egbali's not going to put on shin pads and boots and get on there and defend. I'm sorry, it's on you to... No. Look at this. Watch this. I'm sorry, Egbali can't do anything about Jorgensen passing it to a PSG player. I'm sorry,
but who signed him?
Kwaku, could he?
I can't have it. I can't have it. Give him excuses.
But again, I appreciate that. But should Chelsea not been in a position in the summer where it was kind of blatantly obvious they should have gone out and signed a top-class goalkeeper? Yeah, but okay. Why didn't they sign that Mannion guy? What happened to him?
Yeah, okay, I understand that. But if Chelsea,
it's his fault that he's got Sanchez.
But if Chelsea went out and went to sign the best in class, they'll go and sign a player of the profile of Reece James because he has won trophies and he has been at the top level for a long time. They'd go and look at a player like Marc Cucurella who's won trophies and been at the top level for a long time.
When you leave your manager with Sanchez and Jorgensen as your goalkeepers, and then knew Cole was injured before the window closed, and then you got centre backs of Chalobah, Fofana, Tosin, and Badiashile. These things are going to happen. These capitulations.
No. Not that. Like losing against. Losing against PSG.
Not wrong. Kwaku, we lost 5-0 to Arsenal a couple of years ago, remember? Right? We've lost games over the past couple of years.
You're giving these players an out, Louis.
I'm not giving them out. It was poor. No, it was poor. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It was poor, right? But I think we can talk about this performance, right? We can look at these players, but then also, this is a squad that's been built with over £1 billion. These were not the people who signed. You just mentioned, right? You'd go and sign players of quality, like a Mark Cucurella who's won trophies. You find profiles of a Reece James. Chelsea had an opportunity to sign that in the summer. Mike Maignan was available. They didn't want to pay an extra £3 million.
Look.
No, but they don't want to pay the wages. Their whole thing is we're going to run a club and in a cheaper way. Everyone's going to be on lower wages. We're going to put massive long contracts. We're going to amortise all of it. This is what's going to happen. Aren't we so smart? Look
I fully understand that, and I get that notion, right? But in the final 10 minutes of the game, that's on the players. I can't look past the players. That is on the players. I get the whole thing. And I sat there and I ranted as well in terms of the board, and I disagree the way they've gone about it. But conceding 3 goals in 12 minutes, that's on the footballers. That's on the people on the pitch. Come on, like some game management, even ending 4-2 and taking it back to the bridge of a 2-goal deficit. Pedro Neto.
I guess, Louis, possibly both can be true. The fact that the points you make are absolutely spot on about the recruitment needs to be stronger. But I guess also you're absolutely right. The Chelsea 11 that did play tonight were well and truly in that game. And I think it's fair to say we all sat here for 85 minutes saying, 2-2, Chelsea might be the team that can go on and win it. I keep using the word experience. I keep using the words maturity and calmness. This Chelsea team is erratic. This Chelsea team doesn't know how to control games of football and see out games of football. Even at 3-2, a few minutes to go, you could have very easily have shut up shop and said, you know what, we'll take 3-2, take it back to Stamford Bridge. Instead, the Neto thing happens, it all gets a little bit hectic, and next thing you know, 5 minutes later, you're out the Champions League.
Yeah, that's it.
Honestly, I'm raging. It's building more and more.
The fact that sort of everything you just mentioned there is almost Liam Rossini feels like he's almost just gone in as a little bit of a yes man. That it feels like this isn't down to Liam Rossini, is it?
Could he say no when they come to Strasbourg and go, by the way, you'll come to Chelsea? They're already your bosses. Can he say no? No, he can't. So, and then the fact is that they could get a manager who had serious pedigree, who could help this team and help it develop and understand it, but they don't want that because he'll say things that they don't like. And
he's
the
going to
manager
get stick for dropping the keeper, isn't he?
He's going to get stick for dropping the keeper, and that's something which I'm sure he'll deal with, and how he deals with it, we'll have to see. But I think the manager's the least of Chelsea's problems. It's just that's fair, isn't it? It's just an extension of the wider issue. Everything we're saying, you're right? Yeah. Everything you've said about tonight makes perfect sense, and I agree, right? But the stem of that issue sits with Benedict Barley.
Yeah.
And Clear Lake Capital.
I agree.
And people forget about that. It's easy to say Todd Bowley, right?
It's not.
It's not Bowley. It's Benedict Barley.
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
I just can't believe our season's over. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we've got Port Vale, the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. I understand it, but like, there was an opportunity here. The landscape of European football is not that strong. I'm sorry, it's not. Like, PSG are a good team, but you know yourself, Lee, they're not.
That wasn't a 5-2 tonight, was it, Lee?
No, it wasn't a 5-2, but Real Madrid, Man City wasn't a 3-0 either. These are the fine margins at this level.
But Lee, you said you'd take a 2-2.
Yeah,
you would have taken a 2-2.
That stage,
that tells you where we're at.
Guys, I'm sitting here. It won't be till I'm on my way home when I'm sitting there going, did we really win that 5-2? I'm shocked. I'm sitting here actually shocked that that's ended 5-2. I really, really am. And that was so poor from Chelsea.
Yeah.
That game management, for that last 10 minutes, when you've done a professional job, right, you've come away from home, right, PSG, the European champions, and you've done a number on them, you've looked dangerous, but to see the game out so recklessly like that, I mean, that reminds me of PSG of old, the capitulations of PSG before the Luis Enrique. So I know the feeling that you're going through. But that's got to be super frustrating for you guys. That, because as I said to you before, even at 4-2, the game's not done. 5, I'm hesitant to say it's over.
The thing is, Lee, this PSG team are too good going forward. They're not going to go to Stamford Bridge and not score, are they?
Yeah. No, you expect them to score at Stamford Bridge, of course you do. But Chelsea are going to go hell for leather. The thing about with PSG, they've got 5 days rest now.
Yeah.
I fucking forgot about that.
They've got 5 days rest. And you guys have got a really key Premier League, when you're fight for Champions League football again, you've got a very key game against Newcastle on Saturday evening. PSG are going to sit back and relax and get massages and, have their ice baths and have a couple of days off with their families. I don't know if that's always a good thing for PSG, by the way. Yeah. But for you guys, you'll be back on the training ground. You can try and put it right and build some momentum towards next Tuesday.
Tweak, Chelsea had issues defensively in terms of individuals under Maresca, but the one major thing he had going over Rossini was the teams knew how to control the game. Under Rossini, it's way too often too chaotic. I don't see us winning a goal shootout against PSG, and that kind of did end up happening tonight, didn't it?
That's exactly what happened, and that's exactly going to be the case. But this is the thing, right? I'm not going to talk about Liam Rossini here because I think he's been here 2 months, 2 and a bit. This is his 3rd month now, right? Yeah. Let's talk about Enzo Maresca. Let's talk about Neil Bath. Let's talk about Marina Granovskaya. Let's talk about Bruce Buck. Let's talk about Petr Cech.
For people that don't know, who are these people?
So these are all people that... So obviously, Marina Granovskaya was under Roman Abramovich, basically ran the club. Bruce Buck was a chairman of the club under Roman Abramovich. They all left. Neil Bath was the head of the youth academy. He's gone. But it's not the fact that they were sacked. They all chose to leave. Under the previous regime at Chelsea, nobody wanted to leave. And it's not just the people that are high-ups. It's not just the people that are in other positions. There's people in the marketing team. There's people in sales. There's groundsmen. People leave because Chelsea isn't a good place to be right now. Because culturally, they have no idea what they are doing. And the club is slowly falling apart. And people won't see that because, they'll be happy to see whatever happens. They'll talk about the Wrexham game, and I talked about that after the game. I was so annoyed at that game. People said, just enjoy it. Just enjoy the win. It is what it is. Why should I enjoy the win when I know that things like this can happen? But then guess what? We'll probably beat Newcastle, 4 or 5-1 at the weekend. Everything will be fine again or something like that ridiculous will happen. People need to wake up, smell the coffee, have a look and realise that Chelsea right now, as a club, are not in a good way. And the problem is the people that run it don't want to take accountability for it. And it goes all the way down. It's a mates club now. When you've got Kinetic Sports running the Sports Academy and their under-21s coach now is obviously McCallum McFarlane went with the first team, who was the under-21s coach. He went with Liam Rossini. They brought in a guy who was a manager at Sevenoaks, which is a local team to me. Yeah. He was the manager there. He's now the head of Chelsea's under-21s. The head of the under-18s, who's been at Chelsea for 10 plus years, a long time now. Yeah, he was demoted to being like loans manager and all that sort of stuff. And he was the most qualified to take on the roles. But people were just getting their mates in, speaking to who they know.
Jobs for the boys.
From City, jobs for the boys. It's pathetic. The club's run poorly and it's going to continue to fall apart as time goes on.
Do you have anything to add, Quakey, on this? Because I'll be honest with you, I did not think after 70 odd minutes of PSG 2, Chelsea 2, they would be having this sort of debrief tonight. Because I thought for large parts of that game, it looked really positive for Chelsea tonight.
No, it did. I'm just getting more and more like angry. I get everything you're saying, Lou. But all we can do again when the game starts, we park it and you play football and. We allow others to diminish the Club World Cup, but we won that, right? So we managed to play the games and park the outside noise, and despite the fact that the club's not run well, we parked it and won the competition. Under Roman Abramovich, things weren't all hunky-dory and rosy. I remember when we sacked Frank Lampard and fans were genuinely upset with Roman Abramovich saying, why have you done that? He brought Thomas Tuchel in. We won the Champions League. What Chelsea have been able to do is whatever's going on off the pitch, whether being sanctioned or whatever's happening, we can park it. And when we play the games, we do our job. The fact that we were fully in that, I would, like you say, you would have taken a 2-2. At that point, I wouldn't have. 2-2, 3-2. 4-2. All right, call it a day. 4-2. We'll take it back to the bridge. 5-2. I'm sorry. We can talk about ownership all we like. We can talk about Egg Bar, we can talk about everything. That there is on the players. And
that's fair.
On some of the best players in the world we claim. We've talked about it pre-game. The 4 best fullbacks in the world are on the pitch right now. Come on, man. Come on. Enzo Fernandez, you're a World Cup...
The manager, Enzo Maresca, right, was annoyed and left. We just talk about the quality of Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca was having his head turned by Man City because there was better options there. There was more things he could do. And when in the summer he went, I need this so we can do this, they went, nah, you're all right.
Yeah.
It's this what I mean. We're talking about it's on. I get what you're saying about tonight being on the players. I 100% understand that because they've played enough games now that they should be doing better, right? But the reality is there's so much going on behind the scenes at Chelsea that's clearly spilling into it. And these are, by the way, when these players came, they were young lads.
Yeah.
And the thing is, because there was no one, you talked about JT being the captain, right?
Yeah.
He had Dennis Wise, Marcel Desailly, Frank Leboeuf.
What to learn off of?
Yeah. Who do these guys have to learn off of?
Yeah.
Who do they have? No one.
Yeah,
because they got rid of them all. So the culture, there's no culture. They're completely starting from zero.
Yeah, but Reece James did learn off of Thiago Silva, and Trevor Chalobah was in the building when Thiago Silva was there, and Mark Cucurella's an expert. No, come on, Enzo Fernandez plays for Argentina with some of the most experienced players in the world. Like, come on, man, come on. End the show. End the show. It's done.
We're not going to the show just yet because we're going to be on a little bit later this evening up until 10:30. The sports bar is going to start 10:30 this evening with Jason Cundy and Carlton Cole. So if you are watching us on talkSPORT's YouTube channel or your smart TVs and waiting for the sports bar, it is coming up. It's coming up at 10:30.
Oh.
Jason Cundy, I'm sure, will be in a very similar mood to you this evening, having commentated on that game. Just a reminder then, if you are joining us, the early kickoff this evening, so Arsenal score a late equaliser away at by Leverkusen. That finish 1-1. What a night, what a story. What a team Bodo Glimt are. They've won 5 games in a row in the Champions League. They beat Sporting by 3-0. As you've just been hearing there from the boys, not a happy Chelsea corner. PSG 5, Chelsea 2. And it wasn't much better for Man City this evening. They lost 3-0 away at Real Madrid in the Championship. Big wins, the bottom of the table for Oxford. Top of the table Coventry wins. Second place Borough. They drop points at home to Charlton. Millwall now in third place, just 1 place behind them. Again, a reminder, the sports bar this evening is coming up at 10:30.
Guess who Spurs play second last game of the season? Chelsea.
Yeah. We're gonna have to make
how
sure
would you
we get
approach
them
that
down.
game if you're a Chelsea player now? Reece James, a leader, knows what it's about. How do they approach that game? They'll need to win themselves probably to get top 5 Champions League,
exactly.
and they know they can probably send Spurs down.
Oh, you can never write it back, can you? I mean, for us to send Spurs down, can you? I think we should try for Chelsea to send Spurs down and for Arsenal to win the title as well. So.
John, let me ask you, it's a serious one, this. Do you think these Tottenham Hotspur players are aligned to Igor Tudor?
I don't think so, what I see. I don't think so. I think they haven't bought to what the manager wants them to do. I believe that the manager is coming and he wants to make a stand. He wants to be tough. He's a tough manager. But I just think this Spurs team, there's so many young mentality there. I think the mentality there is the question. The mentality there is not big team mentality. When I look at the players, there's no desire to run. There's no desire to do the basic. You're looking at the captain of the team, Romeo. He's getting sent off every week. You need your leader to be on the pitch, especially in this difficult time. He's never on the pitch. He's never there for the manager to select him. And even when he plays, you never know what you get from him. So it's so much chaotic happening in Spurs. And I just think if they're not careful, we will be watching championship football.
And if he hadn't lost the dressing room already, with what he did with the young goalkeeper last night, if you were a teammate of Kinski's, you're not going to buy into this manager?
No, definitely not. I wouldn't, because you needed at that point in time, you need the manager to come, put his arm around the goalkeeper and say, you know what, it's a mistake. It happens.
Good afternoon. You're listening and watching talkSPORT Goals live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs. The Sports Bar is coming up at 10:30 this evening. Jason Cundy and Carlton Cole taking your calls on what has been a busy and chaotic night of Champions League football. The number to call if you want to get involved in the Sports Bar from 10:30 is 03717 223344. talkSPORT Goals with you for the next 5 or so minutes. Sam Ellard, Lee Davey, Louis Beneventi and Kwaku Ofari. It's been an action-packed night, hasn't it, of Champions League football. We started with Arsenal getting a draw away at Bayer Leverkusen, and Bodo Glimt fairy tale continues. They beat Sporting 3-0 at home. Chelsea for 75 minutes were doing really well away at Paris Saint-Germain, drawing 2-2, and just like that, they capitulated and somehow ended up losing by 5-2. The boys there, Kwaku and Louis, before the break, in excellent form on the problems, the struggles that Chelsea are facing, not just on the pitch, but perhaps more importantly, off the pitch with the recruitment, the way the football club's being run at the moment. And we haven't really, have we, in too much detail, touched on Real Madrid, Man City. Real Madrid 3, Man City 0 on paper. Looks messy, Lee, doesn't it, for Man City?
Really,
we're watching two games at the same time. I think that scoreline feels really harsh on Man City.
It did. I mean, we were watching the two games, and every time we'd look up, we see Manchester City were building some nice possession. They were keeping the ball. They were threatening, particularly in that first early exchanges. Doku was, really in the thick of it. And then all of a sudden, it was just 3 moments of magic from Valverde, and the game's gone. Just gone.
How good were those goals, Lee?
Just. Again, I said it earlier in the first half. You're not going to see a hat trick as good as that for anywhere. Probably between now and the end of the season. It was just such. There was so much class around it. Vinny played his part in it, and be wrong. It's Manchester City didn't help themselves in certain situations, particularly that first goal with Nico O'Reilly. But you can't take anything away from Valverde. That was just absolute quality, and he's put his team in the ascendancy going to next week.
I've just seen this tweet, which I think sums up Real Madrid brilliantly. I see Madrid are up to their annual trick of making everyone think they're absolute rubbish up until March and then winning European Cups. And that does feel the way, doesn't it, Louis? Where you almost look at them, and because I remember the last time they won the Champions League, the one where they beat Dortmund at Wembley.
Yeah.
I remember watching their run up until that final, and I don't think I saw them play well once, but they won that Champions League. And even in that final, how many chances did Dortmund miss in the first 15, 20 minutes? But they just seem... We talk about the absolute opposite of Chelsea, who lack that know-how, that experience to go over the line. Was Real Madrid are obviously, Lee, the absolute complete opposite to that, aren't they?
Absolutely. And I think that's a great tweet that you just read out there, because I think PSG are trying to do that same thing as what they're doing as well. Be absolutely rubbish for the last 4 months and then just pull that out the bag tonight. Which, PSG weren't brilliant tonight, but, they were prolific. They were, they scored... they scored at opportune times, and I don't know if I'd say kill the game, but it is what it is. What's quite interesting about these round of 16 ties, guys, is UEFA wanted to revamp this tournament. They wanted more jeopardy. They wanted more high-profile games. There's a lot of big first leg leads here. Bayern, Atletico Madrid, PSG, Real Madrid. Big first leg leads. That's 4 or 5 out of the 8, which... some people might say are already over.
I think that's luck of the draw, though. I think you couldn't have drawn... Maybe it's a bit lopsided in terms of the side of the draws, but if UEFA are looking at this saying PSG, Chelsea, they match up pretty well. Real Madrid, Man City, they match up pretty well. Like, obviously, Spurs are Spurs. But I think the matchups are relatively fair. I think English teams have just crapped the bed.
Well, also, Bodo Glimt as well, if they're up against Sporting.
Another one,
well.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I think on paper, Madrid City and PSG Chelsea, I think, are much more evenly matched
than what we saw.
100%.
That's insane.
Pep Guardiola was taking a lot of criticism for his team tonight, Louis. And I mentioned before a ball was kicked that it did feel like he'd kind of stumbled upon a system that was working, which was kind of Rodri, O'Reilly and Bernardo Silva being the 3.
Yeah.
Then Haaland and Semenyo were 2 of the 3 up top. Normally Cherki, and obviously that included a Nuri at left back. Nunez always a right back, but tonight it felt like he maybe pepped, which basically means picking a rogue team.
Yeah.
Kuzanov goes to right back. O'Reilly comes back into left back. It's just Rodri kind of sitting by himself. He goes with Savinho and Doku both in the same team, and it did feel as if City are open this evening. I just wondered, maybe looking back at it, has Pep just tried to be a bit too clever? Maybe. Who am I to criticise Pep Guardiola? That's my point.
Yeah. Well, I think he did overdo it tonight. There was a lot of attacking prowess apparently on display, and not a lot of balance in that team. And when I think about pepping, I always think about when we won the Champions League, where Fernandinho should have been. You know, there was no Fernandinho. Mason Mount makes that pass. Kai Havertz scores. And it's just another example of Pep putting himself at a massive disadvantage. Now, look, it's like you said, it's Pep Guardiola. Who knows what could happen in that second leg? Can City score 3 goals? 4 goals even?
Five of the 8 ties are separated by 3 or more goals at the moment, which is quite remarkable. The only ones that aren't: Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0, Newcastle 1, Barcelona 1, and the Arsenal game. All the others have got at least a 3-goal deficit in it, which is remarkable. And again, none of the 6 English teams have won over the last 2 nights. But it's quite. There was a period where it was like, England were better than everyone else. Blah blah blah. 6 games, and I'm sure a couple will go through. I think Arsenal will go through. Liverpool could do, but that is.
We still got a chance. Even though I think me and Craig, we still got a chance.
Of course.
Louis, Kwaku, Lee, thank you all very much. It's been a busy and fun and chaotic night. If you're watching on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and your smart TVs, the Sports Bar's next. Jason Cundy, Carlton Cole, taking your calls on a crazy night of football. Get your calls in. We'll see you Sunday.
Wear the right footwear. They're all slipping
What was
about.
that about? Have you ever had that?
Yes, and you have to say to the players, because what they do, players, right? Say I used to wear studs that all the time, and very rarely would I wear, like rubbers. They used to call them molded.